What's up, everybody? Welcome in another great weekend of playoff football down. Only one to go. We're just going to get right into everything. But first, if you like what you're seeing, if you want more, I'm going to need you to drop a like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your grandma, tell your mom, tell everyone. It doesn't just have to be your female relatives, anyone. Tell them to like, subscribe, pull up to the chat. And let's get right into it, fellas. How we doing?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm better. I'm not as good as I was before I got laughed at, but that's okay.
No, I wasn't laughing at you.
I'm kidding.
That was not what I was laughing at at
totally
all.
Kidding.
By the way, I'm Matt. That is.
Oh, I'm Chris. Yeah.
Oh, I'm Tom. Yeah, my bad.
Had to do that. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell even before we get all this stuff started. Follow us on all of our socials. We're on the road to 1,000. We want to hit that at some point within the next couple weeks. We got a few surprises for you guys come 1,000 subs.
Oh, we have ideas.
Show out, help us get there and achieve the goals that we've set for ourselves. Get on this road with us. And if you're not on the bandwagon, hop on the bandwagon now while it's early, while you're in the first 1,000. And, you know, it'll just mean a little bit more when you see this thing hit the top. So
you can flex that. Imagine having that flex.
All right. What a weekend of football.
What a weekend of football it was, man. The first game we're going to get right into, I think a bit of a heartbreak. I think both games were a bit of a heartbreaker for America, depending on who you ask. Most of social media was devastated at the results of the games. Lions 49ers, final score of 34-31, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the final.
That was the final score. 34-31, San Francisco advances. Detroit, hell of a season they put together, but just couldn't get it done. There's a lot of opinions on this game. A lot of people who are throwing around blame to different people. I think one guy's catching the brunt of it, but what are our thoughts on this game? We'll start with the 49ers side because there's more to talk about in Detroit.
All right, so for the 49ers side, what a horrific and nightmare start to an NFC Championship game for the San Francisco 49ers. I can tell you right now, this man, Kyle Shanahan, was shitting himself come the start of this game. Not again. Not again. Not another collapse in the playoffs for a guy that just hasn't won the big one to this point. And early on, it looked like it was going to be a rout. Not something I expected by any means. If there was going to be a rout, I was expecting it to be San Francisco over Detroit, not the other way around. Obviously, San Fran's defense was getting shredded to start this game off, and it was very unlike what we had seen from San Francisco for much of the season. I mean, they looked, I don't want to say rattled, but they couldn't get much going on offense. They couldn't get a stop on defense, and then, all of a sudden, we hit a halftime, and luck, boy oh boy, luck was on San Francisco's side. I'll get more into what happened in the second half when we talk about the Detroit Lions, but I will say the San Francisco 49ers took advantage of every single opportunity they were given, and a lot of credit has to go to them for that. Brock Purdy proved to everybody he is not just a guy, he is the guy. So big shout out to Brock. What a second half that was. And using his legs just as much as his arm as well. So it was nice to see from a guy that's been getting way more shit than he deserves to be getting the past week or so. So yeah, big shout out to the Niners for pulling this one out. They played a hell of a second half, and look, I'm just saying you better not come out flat 2 weeks from now, because that boy don't play. That boy that you're gonna be meeting up against in 2 weeks, he don't play around like that. So Chris, what's your thoughts on the Niners side of things?
Yeah, I mean, it started off ugly. I told this story on my show, but I'll tell it again. Me, Nick, and Ortiz, we went out to watch the game, and because the first game ended pretty much as this one was starting, we had to watch the beginning of the game in the car. So we're in the car on the way to eat. The Lions come down. Jameson Williams runs one in. And I immediately say it might be do or die time for the 49ers already. And the two of them look at me like, Chris, what the fuck are you talking about? It's 2 minutes into the game. Like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, this is the question. This is the question for the 49ers. You know, if the Lions get a stop here, come down and score again, and it's 14-0, which it was, how will the 49ers respond? I don't know how I feel about Brock Purdy coming from behind. And that was the question. And, you know, that's exactly how the game looked like it was going. It looked like the Lions got an early lead, and the 49ers were incapable of playing from behind. And I don't know what the switch was at halftime. I don't know if it was a Kyle Shanahan switch. I don't know if it was just a quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator, or it was just on Brock Purdy himself. But Brock Purdy was the difference in this game. You could say the defense turned it around in the second half. You could say luck was on their side, because it definitely was. But Brock Purdy was the difference in this game. And what I saw was a guy who we've seen all year, you know, kind of defeat the odds in terms of being a shorter quarterback, but being able to hang in a tight pocket and get hit and make throws. And we saw it last week. He had that one over the middle to Juwan Jennings as he was getting hit. We saw in this game he was getting hit, and he was just standing there like a statue. And then in the second half, there was an adjustment of, hey, I'm not making these throws as I'm getting hit, and they are coming for me. Let me get outside the pocket. And he did it with his legs, like you said, 48 yards on the ground, some huge, huge pickups with his legs, and also just some throws on the run. What I saw was a quarterback who was able to make plays outside of the system, outside of structure. So, to me, Brock Purdy, by far the MVP of this game. And to me, he answered the call, and he answered the question. Any question we had about him, I don't think we could have them anymore. Is Brock Purdy a top 5? Is he Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes? No, he's not. But that's not what the 49ers need. We've known that forever. The 49ers just needed a guy who can manage a game. It's okay to be a game manager, but when the going gets tough, and when our superior roster and elite defense and elite scheme because of Kyle Shanahan isn't enough to get us by, can you step up and make a play? And, you know, we saw it last week against Green Bay, and we saw it this week. So I don't even care what happens in the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy has answered. There's no more questions to be had about Brock Purdy. I'm sure most people thought he was the Niners' answer going forward anyway, just based on the play he had this season during the regular season. But after these 2 playoff games, he answered the call. There is no more doubts. And that was the most impressive thing to me. Like you said, the defense stepped it up in the second half for sure. They were getting bullied in the first half. And that is a concern going into the game 2 weeks from now. But they turned it around. Nick Bosa made some huge plays. Fred Warner made a few plays here and there. I mean, I will say, though, Chase Young, man, he was a ghost.
Missing.
A ghost in this one. Even Ortiz said to me as we were watching the game, he saw me in the third quarter, like, wow, I forgot Chase Young was even on the 49ers. Yep. And I was like, yeah, well, you wouldn't be able to tell from this game.
Nope.
But super impressive stuff by Brock Purdy. I was moved immensely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys pretty much hit everything on the head. I'll be quick. Yeah, it started out shit for the 49ers. That first interception for Brock was terrible. And then, you know, flip switch at halftime. And that's just, you know, we've seen quarterbacks in this playoffs, especially, and in playoffs in the past, fall apart when things aren't going so smooth. And Brock Purdy did the exact opposite of that. So, like you said, if you're still questioning him as a franchise guy, or at least as the 49ers guy, you're just hating at this point.
Before we move forward, there were the rumors that the Niners were going to get Tom Brady if he was willing to come out of retirement, that they weren't going to go with Brock Purdy this season, that if Tom Brady was available, they were going to go for Tom Brady and all that. But it makes me super happy that Brock is out here balling out, doing all this, and you know, like I said, he's proven that maybe you don't consider him a guy on every single team, but with what Kyle Shanahan requires out of a quarterback, where timing and processing is of the utmost importance. Brock Purdy is one of the best, if not the best, processor in the entire league.
Yeah.
Which is saying something for a guy that was drafted with the last pick and is only in his second year.
Right.
And his second NFC championship. And now his first Super Bowl. And we could have been talking about a guy that was in the Super Bowl in his rookie year as well.
Yeah.
So Brock Purdy is absolutely the guy for the San Francisco 49ers, and he fits Kyle Shanahan's system to a damn T.
Yeah.
So when people call someone a system quarterback, realize that almost every single quarterback in the NFL is a system quarterback. All of them are operating within a system. Some of these guys, sure, they transcend a system. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Sure, if you want to talk about those guys, that's all fine and well. But there's 4 or 5 of those guys for a goddamn reason. As for the rest of them, if you could perform at the top of your ability in a system, you're going to be a damn good fucking football team.
Real quick before we move on, did you hear the thing about Tom Brady taking Greg Olson's spot?
Yes, I don't like that.
I like Greg Olson. I love Greg Olson.
Greg Olson's
I think he's great.
awesome.
I mean, I'm sure
He's
Brady's going to be fun to
awesome.
listen to, but
But Greg's
I
is a known
don't-
commodity with this stuff.
Yeah, I totally
we
agree.
know he's awesome.
I totally agree.
He did the Super Bowl call last year. He did this. The NFC Championship this year, or was it
One of them.
whichever one it was.
the NFC, yeah.
He was awesome. He's been consistently great. I mean, look, it sucks, but he is Tom Brady, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
signed him
No, I
to a
was just- I
10-year,
just wanted to throw that out there.
$375 million contract. So, they got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So moving on to the other side of the football, the Detroit Lions, man. It was a rough loss, but it wasn't, because like a lot of people didn't expect them to win this. Everyone was voting with their hearts, thought they were going to win this game, but and especially before the season, you didn't think they were going to get this far, for the most part. But just the way they lost, man, they were in it. They were in it the whole game. They were up by 17, and they blew it. Now, I'm curious as to where you two go as far as assigning blame here. Because MCDC, Dan Campbell, has been getting a lot of shit, at least immediately after the game. I think some people cooled off him a little bit since then, but he was getting a lot of shit. And I'm going to let you guys go first because I'm going to rebuttal. I don't think you guys are going to – I don't think we're going to be totally on the same page here.
So I'll be.
What's the question?
Who do you
assign blame for the Detroit – yeah.
What's the question?
Oh, you're gonna take. Okay.
Yeah,
got
my
it.
bad. Who gets the blame for the Detroit Lions collapse?
Okay.
Wait, let me do it again. I stuttered. Who gets blamed for the Detroit Lions collapse?
All right. This one's tough because I'm not putting all the blame on Dan Campbell. While I will say the majority of the blame should and will fall on Dan Campbell for multiple poor coaching decisions. You can also blame Josh Reynolds for the 2 big-time drops, one of which on the 4th down that, less people would be talking about in the end because, Dan Campbell been doing this all season. If Josh Reynolds just catches that football on that first 4th down, we might not be having the similar conversation. The Lions may be going on to the Super Bowl, but you also had another drop from Josh Reynolds. Horrible. You had a drop Jamison Williams touchdown. Horrible. You have a Jahmyr Gibbs fumble. Horrible. A Kendall Vildor dropped interception. Horrible. You have a punt that could have been downed on the 1. But it wasn't because the gunner stepped in the end zone. Horrible. So I could keep naming all these things that went wrong for the Detroit Lions that aren't necessarily on Dan Campbell. But yet I bring myself back to probably 9 points. Costed all by a coach. Which cannot happen in a playoff game. And that will not win you a playoff game. So it ended up costing them a playoff game. Even if you don't end up taking the points on one of those 2 possessions, you must take the points in a situation where you tie late in the 4th quarter. That is the one where, without question, you need to do that. The one where Jared Goff rolled out and threw the ball to basically nobody. You need to take the points in that scenario. That is the one and only scenario that you absolutely have to say, fuck what I usually do. I have to take the field goal. And then aside from that, his decision to, well, whoever's decision it was, to run the football and then call the timeout nonetheless, which now made you rely fully on an onside kick. Now, that is on you. That is also on you, because I'm sure he may or may not have had final say in that Ben Johnson play call or whatever it was. He did have say because he's the head coach. So, in the end, I do have to blame your head coach, Dan Campbell, because even if your players make mistakes, you can't compound them by making just as many as they did.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, listen, it's football. It's a 60-minute game. If you lose, the blame will never just be on one person.
Yeah,
We can acknowledge that. There's blame to go around for everyone. Like you said, Josh Reynolds gets a shit ton of it for 2 costly drops, one more costly than the other. Jahmyr Gibbs gets blamed for a fumble. The defense gets blamed for kind of folding a little bit. But Dan Campbell gets the most blame here. And we have our friend Dean in the chat who says, you can't abandon philosophy. They've been playing like that all year to get them there. I said it in my video the other day. This is not a random Week 7 game against the Chicago Bears. This is the NFC Championship. This is for the first Super Bowl berth in franchise history. This is, the stakes are different. And listen, when we say the blame is on Dan Campbell for his coaching decisions in this game, that doesn't take away the respect we have for him for doing it all year.
Agreed.
I respect the shit out of Dan Campbell, and I don't want him to change, but there's a line. There's a line, and, you know, like you said, the ones earlier in the game, I could live with it. And I could understand it. You know, you want to really stomp on their necks. You want to put the game away. I could live with those. But when you've lost all the momentum and you still have a chance to tie the game, you have to take your points. You have to take your points. And I get it. You know, you don't want to go to overtime with the Niners. You want to just beat them in regulation. I get that. But you struggled for points the entire second half. And you finally have a drive where you can end it with 3. You have to take your 3. You have to take your 3. And then, like you said, the final drive, that's the one that I just don't understand. You drive down instantly. People thought the game was over. You're down 10 at that point when you got down to the goal line, the 2-minute warning had passed. You still have all 3 timeouts. What you have to do in that scenario, whether you're down 10, so you can pick your poison. You could kick your 3 or you could score a touchdown. You don't need the game isn't over if you don't score the touchdown. Ideally, you do need the touchdown, though. But the game isn't over if you don't get the touchdown. You have all 3 timeouts. Whatever you're going to end up with there, if it's the 3, if it's the touchdown, you have to get out of there with 3 timeouts. And you have to give your defense a chance to get the 3 and out. If you walk out of there with less than 3 timeouts, the game is over. I know they had a chance at the onside kick, but they said it on the broadcast. Onside kicks this year were 2 for 40-something. So you essentially by running the ball there and having to burn a timeout, you essentially lost the game. And I don't know if that's Dan Campbell's decision or, like you said, if that's Ben Johnson's decision. I'm going to assume, again, I'm not there. I'm not on the sideline with them. I'm going to assume that Dan Campbell has the final say in what the play call is with the season on the line. So all of those things, and, you know, I said this in the group chat to you guys the other day when we were talking about it, like, because I know, Tom, you might have a different answer than us. Like I said in the beginning of my monologue, there's blame to go around for everyone, but Dan Campbell doubled the blame of everyone else and gave it to the next person. Your coach is supposed to get you out of those situations. You know, when you have a guy fumble the ball, when you have a key drop, your coach is supposed to get you out of those situations, not amplify them. And in my opinion, that's what they did. And I think, like you're gonna say, Tom, if Jahmyr Gibbs doesn't fumble, they can win this game. If Josh Reynolds catches that ball on 4th down, they could win this game. But if Dan Campbell coaches a competent second half, not only do I think they can win this game, if Dan Campbell coaches a competent second half, they do win this game. There's not a doubt in my mind. If Dan Campbell doesn't fumble all of these decisions, they walk out of there and they are headed to Vegas for the Super Bowl. So, like I said, there's blame to go around for everyone, but this was a complete coaching failure by Dan Campbell, in my opinion.
Okay, so I'll start with, there's blame to go around. No one, we're never going to get up here on any sport, any game, and tell you that one person lost the game. That's just, if you watch sports, if you play sports,
will at some point.
There's going to be a costly mistake, yes, but
Tim Hardaway Jr.
But we all know, like, few things go right, few things change.
We've been
all
there
across the board.
right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. As far as going for it on 4th down, Chris, you said at the end there, he makes the right calls, they win the game. I mean, as crazy as it might sound, what if the kicks miss? Like, that's a possibility. That's definitely in consideration. I know Riley Patterson's been pretty automatic this season, but I just think like I said, this is who the Lions have been all year. If he doesn't make this decision, if he doesn't make those decisions the way he does, they might not get to the NFC Championship in the first place. So I just don't think you abandon it then. What I will say is, end of the game, you're down 3, should have kicked it there. Totally agree. The run play on third and goal, terrible call. Those are 2 really bad calls. Those are on him. Again, I'm assuming he gets to make those decisions in a situation like this. Those are bad calls. But 4th and 3, he draws up he calls the right play. Josh Reynolds drops the ball. Defense is missing tackles the whole second half. Dropping picks. Jameson Williams dropped the touchdown. Gibbs fumbled. I just think I think if you can say Dan Campbell makes a few decisions, the game goes their way, I think you have to say the same thing about the players. If they just execute a little better, they probably walk out of there with a win. That's my point. I think at the end of the day, Dan Campbell is the head coach, and he's the guy you have to rely on to show up. You kind of game plan for, these guys aren't going to catch every ball. Jared's not going to make every throw, although he pretty much did. They're not going to make these tackles. You kind of take those things into consideration. You never think about your head coach just fumbling the play calling.
Right, that's my point. You mentioned the defense missing tackles and stuff like that. We knew the momentum was going to change. Even at halftime, we were talking about, let's put some money on the 49ers. Mm-hmm. The odds weren't even that good. They were up by, 17 at halftime? The spread was only plus 4.5 at halftime. They were up by, think about that. They were up by 17, and they were only 4.5-point favorites. So Vegas knew, we all knew that the momentum was going to change, and the Niners' offense was going to get going. That's my point. You had chances to put them away, and I get it. It wasn't going to be the loud bang with a touchdown. Kicking a field goal isn't cool, but and then you say, this is what Dan Campbell's been doing all year. I don't even think that's the case. Does he go for it on 4th down more than anyone else? Yes. They went for it on 4th down every single time aside for one. That's just bad. You're setting your team up to fail by not taking your 3 points. When you have that lead like you had against the 49ers, and you know that they are going to put points on the board at some point, you have to take all of the points you can get. Throughout the entire game, even when you're up big, when they're starting to come back, and then when you're losing by 3 and have a chance to tie it. All those situations, you have to. It's the NFL playoffs. Squeezy says it in the chat that the playoffs are a different breed. I couldn't agree more. Yes, like I said, we respect Dan Campbell for his massive sack. We really do. He's awesome. He's a guy in Detroit. I'm not saying, they need to fire him because of this. I firmly believe Dan Campbell's the guy, and they could potentially win a Super Bowl in a year or two with Dan Campbell at the helm. He's a Super Bowl caliber coach. Right. I firmly believe that. But in this game, in my opinion, everything you did to get there goes out the window. Because again, this isn't the Chicago Bears on a November game. This is the NFC Conference Championship. You just have to coach better. You have to make better decisions.
I don't think it all goes out the window. I mean, when have we ever seen a team?
Not
all.
out the
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't just
window,
abandon the things you've done all season. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not getting up here saying he should have went for it every time, but like that's the Dan Campbell experience. You know, like you do what works. It for the most part.
To me, it seemed like he was nervous.
It's definitely possible.
And that's
he had
why I
he had
kept
a lot
going
on his
for it.
shoulders. Yeah.
He knew they were going to come back, and that's why I keep saying he was really trying to stomp on their necks. But
I'm just trying to make the point. I'm not saying he coached a perfect game or even a really good game. I just think, like I said, my main point is, if you're going to say that Dan Campbell changes a few calls, they probably win the game, because who knows? And you have to say the same about the players, because Josh Reynolds could have caught that ball. They threw 3 straight incompletions, and then he goes for it again, and they turn it over anyway. You know what I mean? So you can't. It's not. I'm not guaranteeing a win one way or the other. I just think I don't think the blame is equal, because again, I think the head coach gets the brunt of it, because he's accountable for all these guys.
right, who do you blame more? Josh Reynolds for 1 4th down drop,
Oh, of course
or
not.
Dan
Yeah.
Campbell for multiple 4 instances where he, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, my football expert opinion, he made the wrong call? Who gets more blame?
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to blame Josh Reynolds more than I'm going to blame Dan
Right.
Campbell, but I think there's an argument that the players missed
As
a
a
lot more
whole-
plays than Dan Campbell did.
So, I'm not gonna disagree with that statement, but it's the fact that Dan, as the head coach, compounded those mistakes. Like, it wasn't like it was, okay, we're gonna make up for those mistakes. As I said before, perfectly fine with the first 4th down that he went with to Josh Reynolds.
Right.
I have no problem with that. Josh Reynolds dropped a great pass by Jared Goff. As an NFL receiver, catch the fucking ball, bro.
Right.
Catch the fucking ball. And then on the 3rd and 10, same goes for that. Catch the fucking ball. But regardless of all that, look, I respect that Dan Campbell stayed true to himself and stayed true to the philosophy that got them there in the first place.
It's not even about, like, sorry to cut you off, but
You're good.
it's not even about staying true to yourself. I don't give a shit about that. You in the playoffs, you do what works. That has proven to work for him. So that's what he went with.
So my big thing is this. We had a lot of people, well, in our chat, there were a lot of people online on Twitter and stuff saying, or X, whatever we now call it. A lot of people saying if the decisions worked out, we'd be having a different conversation. And in our group chat, I responded to, Trim was the one that said this. I responded to him with, we would have no different of a conversation. We would just be saying, congrats, Dan, you have massive balls. You're lucky it worked out for you. But it was still a terrible fucking decision in the end, because it could have costed your team the game. But in this world, in this alternate universe, it just so happened to, yes, cost your team the game. Because when your guys make these mistakes, your job as a head coach is to not compound them, but to build upon them and to make sure that they don't happen again, number one, or to lessen the blow of said mistakes. And yes, he cannot make up for Josh Reynolds dropping multiple passes, Jamison Williams having no hands most of the time, Jahmyr Gibbs fumbling and running the wrong way to grab a handoff that's not on him, that's on Jahmyr Gibbs. I get all of this. But in the end, there were too many poor decisions by Dan Campbell that also costed his team points, that in the end just compounded the mistakes that the players had already made. So that is how I feel about that on the Detroit Lions side of things, personally. But I do understand where you're coming from and where a bunch of other people are coming from. Because, look, this is what got you to the fucking dance. You stick with it. But circumstances change decision-making.
Well, yeah, I agree. That's what makes the difference between a Super Bowl winner and just leaving in the second round conference
Yes.
championship is the ability to make adjustments.
Yes.
So does Dan Campbell, we all agree he's their guy. Does he do this again next year? Hopefully he changes up a little bit. Like I said, at the end of the game, tie the game, take your 3 points. Even then, I don't know. He's probably saying, maybe he's saying to himself, they're cutting our defense up this half. There's nothing we can do about it. If we tie, we lose. But still, I'm not saying, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Take your 3 there. But that's all I'm saying. Dan, congrats on your massive nutsack, man.
Look, I respect Dan, especially in the locker room for what he said to the boys afterwards. how he said, I'm not sure if we're ever going to make it back here. Can't tell you we will, but yeah. So I respect the guy. I really do. He's a hell of a head coach, but this one, some of the blame definitely.
He probably had a fucking venti with
Bro, he might
13
have had a hell of
espresso
a lot
shots,
more
and he
than
was
that.
just like, "Yeah, go for it."
Had
Come
a
on.
hell of a lot more than that, I'll tell you that much. But shout out to the Detroit Lions, man. Still had a hell of a fucking season.
Yeah.
Love to see some success coming from a team that had none of it in 30+ years. So shout out to them guys.
All right. So that is the Lions
Didn't
49ers.
you have something else, Matty J?
Oh yeah.
You want to do that now? Or
Yes,
Okay.
I feel like we can do that.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
that's good.
Okay. So the Detroit Lions had a very successful season. And what position is more important? What the fuck just happened? What position is more important than the quarterback position? And Jared Goff also had a fantastic season. He was great in this playoff game. Some of his receivers sold him. He missed one throw throughout the entirety of it. But Goff throughout the entirety of the playoff run, too, was awesome for them. So, would you rather? Jared Goff edition.
This is good.
Here we go.
Glasses. Clean my glasses.
Jared Goff or Tua Tagovailoa?
Oh, we're starting hot.
It's Tua, pretty comfortably for me.
I don't know about pretty comfortably.
I mean, he led the league in passing yards this
Bro,
year.
Goff was right behind him.
Yeah, but he was behind him.
That's the be all end all.
No, I just think Tua's a better quarterback. Tua at least has an elite trait. He's at least elite in terms of getting the ball out quick and fitting in tight windows over the middle of the field. Jared Goff's pretty average at everything.
I don't know about that.
What is Jared Goff elite at?
I didn't say elite.
He's not
I'm
elite.
just saying it's not. I don't think it's as comfortable as you're making it out to be.
But he's good at more things than Tua is.
Is he though?
He has a better arm. For sure.
Does he though? Tua doesn't have a bad arm.
No,
bro.
I'm not
That's
saying that, but he has a
false
better
narrative.
Jared Goff has a better arm than Tua.
Like
he
I
does.
know the weapons Tua had, but like you look
That
at all
also
the
is true.
fucking deep ball stuff, like Tua's near the top of the league, bro.
I'm not
Like you
disagreeing.
have to have a good arm. Like so,
Jared Goff has a stronger throwing arm.
I guess yeah, sure. They both have right, but my question was, what is Jared Goff elite at? Nothing. So is Jared Goff the better quarterback because he has a little bit of?
I never said he was better quarterback. I'm just saying I don't think it's that simple. I'm taking Tua. I do think Tua is a better quarterback, but
So what's simple?
I'm taking Jared Goff personally because the man nearly went to a Super Bowl with 2 different franchises, made the NFC Championship, already been to a Super Bowl, had success pretty much almost every single season of his career, except for one. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you know what? I'm spinning back. Give me Jared
I'm
Goff.
taking
What am I
Jared
saying?
Goff, the guy who went to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him too. Tua
And
can
has
have-
shown a clean bill of health.
Listen, Tua's got all the accuracy he wants. Where is he? Where'd he go?
What did he have to show for it? No disrespect to Tua, but at the same time, like, what did he have to show for it? Like, we can't do this. We just can't. Health goes to this too. So
Yeah, give me
Okay,
Jared
he
Goff.
played every fucking game. What do you fuck do you
and
mean?
past
health?
that, when else has he played every single game?
He's been in the league for fucking 3 years.
It's not 3 years.
4 years, whatever.
That's a lot of years.
Okay, he had one season where he dealt with a shit ton of concussions. He played every game this year. Come on, bro.
Jared Goff's a
If you
better
wanna
quarterback than
take
Tua.
That's fine, but come on, health, bro. Health.
Yes, health matters.
Okay, and Tua is healthy.
Yeah, his first full season healthy.
Right, he's healthy.
His first full season
Right,
of
he's
clean
healthy.
bill of health.
Oh my gosh, bro. Jesus Christ.
One singular. All right, next up.
One, if that wasn't clear.
Next up, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
No,
Jared
we're
Goff?
not. No. No. We're doubling back because you even flipped to your side. So I genuinely, besides making it to a Super, which I do respect him for making it to a Super Bowl. And if that is your reason, then that's fine. Like I can't really argue with the guy who has a Super Bowl appearance. But I want to know, what is Jared Goff better than Tua at in terms of being a
I
quarterback?
do think he has a better arm.
He does have a better arm.
Okay.
I mean, they're both statues in the pocket.
I mean, overall, yeah. I mean, it's not like either one is incredibly mobile, but they both can make plays on designed rollouts and stuff like that. I feel like
See, Sleazy, you're in the chat just fucking straight up lying. Anything past 40 yards is an underthrow. Fucking Pat Mahomes. Switch the fucking camera. Because now I'm getting fucking angry. Because the fucking disrespect on Tua Tagovailoa's name is fucking outlandish. Anything past 40 yards is an underthrow. We watched Pat Mahomes for years, consistently underthrow Tyreek Hill. Consistently. Because Tyreek Hill is the fastest man in fucking the entire world. Any quarterback will underthrow him. And that is a fucking fact. Look at the fucking numbers, Sleazy. Look at the deep ball accuracy. This fucking Tua disrespect. Jesus Christ. So anyway, again, Jared Goff has a slightly better arm.
a better arm. Not just like he has a better arm. Outside the numbers, I would say Goff is a better quarterback as well. There's probably stats to back that up. Tua's a better. I would say he's a better quarterback throwing over the middle. I mean, that's his bread and butter. Both require having good offensive lines. Tua gets rid of the ball faster. But I mean, as I said, in the end, if a deciding factor is health does matter in this case.
Jared Goff on throws 20-plus yards, 27 for 56, 5 tuds and 4 interceptions. We're talking about for fucking
Can we please specify who his downfield threats are? Can we do that? And don't say Amon-Ra, because Amon-Ra is not much of a downfield threat.
No, I know he doesn't have the weapons Tua has. That's a shame that he doesn't have the weapons Tua has, but Tua does have the weapons, and he has the fucking stats. Come on, man. It's fucking criminal, this shit.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I also just think Jared Goff is the better quarterback.
Yes, he did underthrow Tyreek against the Chiefs. Like, I'm not saying he didn't underthrow Tyreek there. But watch his fucking highlights from this year. He made many, many, many beautiful throws to Tyreek in stride. Many beautiful throws to Jalen Waddle in stride. Many deep ball throws in stride to these guys. This fucking narrative about Tua it's crazy, bro. Does he have a fucking Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes arm? No. Nor does Jared Goff. If you want to say Jared Goff has a better arm, I'm not going to argue with you there. But let's not fucking... This fucking narrative about Tua, man. Holy shit, dude.
And nobody said he's a bad quarterback.
No one was going into fucking Arrowhead and beating the Chiefs, bro. No one. Not a single quarterback in the NFL was going there and having a good game in that weather. No one. No one.
Josh would have.
No one.
I stand on that. Josh would have. But
Right, but if we can't sit here and say, oh, Tua has the weapons, no big deal. Like, the fact of the matter is, Tua played in that game.
And played
no
like
one
shit
else
in
did.
that game. He did. Regardless, he did. Like,
okay, Jared Goff played a playoff game against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl where he played like shit and he put up
That's the
greatest
Super Bowl.
defense one of the greatest defenses we've seen, Chris.
But he got to the
In
Super Bowl.
2018, that defense wasn't the greatest defense we've ever seen.
Chris,
Let's
that
relax.
was probably their best defense in 10 years. If you go look at the numbers, too. That defense was balling the fuck out the entirety of the playoffs.
No, they were a great defense. So was the Chiefs' defense that Tua had to face.
That Chiefs defense was not on the level of that Patriots defense. Let's not do this. This Chiefs defense is not on the level of that Patriots defense.
I mean, they're the best defense in the NFL, and they have the best defensive
They're
coordinator
not the best defense in the
by
NFL.
far right
They're
now.
not the best defense in the NFL.
They have the best defensive coordinator in the NFL by far with a proven playoff track record.
They had fucking Bill Belichick.
No, I know. Bill Belichick's an all-time great.
Yeah, he's
Respect
better than
the shit out
Steve.
of him.
I love Steve Spagnuolo, especially as a Giant fan. But
Look at what's... Right, exactly.
the
as a
greatest
Giant
defensive
fan.
mind is Bill Belichick. We know that.
No, I agree. I'm just saying it's not like fucking Tua was going again. My point is just no one was having a good game in that game. So, like, let's not... Like, yeah, we could
Okay, that's
say...
fine.
And we could acknowledge Tua played like shit and he needs to be better next time. But, like, no one was playing a good game.
It feels like consistently in these big games, Tua has not shown up.
I guess. All right, move on.
I'm just saying. Kirk
Wait,
Cousins.
no. I want to hear from you because you flipped your side. What is...
I told you.
No. What is Jared Goff better than Tua at?
He has a better arm. I said that. And he's been to the Super Bowl and won big games.
All right, bro.
What do you mean, all right, bro? He has.
No, I know he has. All right.
All right. I think I'm valid on that.
Next up, Kirk Cousins.
I don't think you're valid on
Oh
that.
my God, I want to talk about Kirk Cousins now.
I don't think you're valid on that.
You said yourself, if you want to say he's been to the Super Bowl and he's been in the NFC Championship.
No, but that's not my question anymore. My question is, what is he better at as a quarterback? Not winning game, not like how many more games has he won as a quarterback? Like what attributes is he better at? That's what I want to know.
I said he's got a better arm.
That's it?
I think the rest is Tua is more accurate. I think the rest isn't. I can't think of the word. It's not
differentiating.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. So, like I said, it's fine if you're taking Jared Goff because he's been to a Super Bowl. I can't argue that. Definitely can't argue that.
That's my point. Is
okay.
I'm gonna move on if this.
Right.
I don't.
So the next guy's Kirk Cousins.
Oh my God.
The next guy's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Jared Goff. He's been to a Super Bowl.
Okay, and look, I can't be mad at that.
Right, exactly. So, okay. So it's Jared Goff. Who's next?
No, don't do that. Don't do that, though. Don't do that. Don't be like that. Because, like, we've seen Kirk for an extended period of time be great as well. But has he had the opportunity to have the playoff success? No, not quite. So I would also take Jared Goff because he's been there, done that in the playoffs. I've seen it with a proven track record.
Yeah.
But Kirk is awesome.
Kirk is awesome, but he's also going to be coming off a torn ACL. So I'll take Goff.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that also does matter. I didn't even put that into consideration. All right. Next up.
Jeez.
Some of these are tough. Okay, here we go. Baker Mayfield.
Jared Goff.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Jared Goff. Yeah. Oh my God. Nah, he's gonna...
I know where this is going. Trevor Lawrence.
Jared Goff.
Are you fucking serious?
No, you can't be serious about that one, though. I'm taking Trevor, personally.
Is that the only criteria to make it to a Super Bowl?
I'm taking Trevor. But I would take Trevor over Tua. And would you take Trevor over Tua?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
Bro, Trevor Lawrence fucking clears Jared
I kind of
Goff.
just said that. I'm not gonna lie.
He clears him, bro.
I kind of just said that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
No, you're right.
Trev got a really bad rep this season, too.
Yeah.
which
That's
pisses me the fuck
recency
off.
bias. That's my bad. That's Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor's the more talented quarterback.
You guys are right. Yeah, Trevor's more talented.
Okay. Kyler Murray.
Juicy.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler.
Kyler.
Okay.
Well, who are you taking?
Probably taking Kyler, too. Dak Prescott.
As much as I want to go, Jared, I'll man. No, give me Dak.
Piss some people off with this one.
It's Dak. It's
Yeah,
not
give me
even a
Dak.
fucking question.
It's Jared Goff.
Like Santos, you're bugging the fuck out in the chat, bro. You're not taking Jared Goff.
I'm a
over
notorious
Tua.
Dak hater, and I'm still taking
Santos,
Dak.
I know you're in that chat fucking lying, bro. I know you're lying, bro. You're not taking Goff over Trevor, bro. Oh,
I'm taking Goff over Tua. No, you're not.
Santos, bro.
No, you're
Stop it, bro.
I am
Stop
taking-
trolling, bro.
I am
was trolling.
taking Goff over Dak, though. Give me Goff over Dak.
Really?
Dakota Rain.
Why?
See,
bro?
this is like, because,
Recency bias comes into play, but
this is like, so,
Recently, Dak Prescott quarterback, the best offense in football,
Right.
bro. Come
yes,
on.
but what did he do when it mattered the most? He was horrific. He was actually horrific.
He did have a really bad game in the playoffs. I can't argue that, but like,
but I think,
I'm sorry.
see,
I gotta put the most stock.
on,
I gotta
bro.
put the most stock into when the lights are the brightest. What do you do? What do you do when it matters the most? I don't give a fuck, as you like to say with Dan Campbell. I don't care what you do in Week 7 against the Chicago Bears. I don't care what you do in Week 1 against the New York Giants,
Come
Week
on,
15
bro.
against
You're
the New
taking my
York
words
Giants.
completely out of context. What the fuck do you mean?
I'm
This
just
is-
saying.
The question is, who's a better quarterback?
Yeah, Jared Goff.
But why?
Because, and then look, if we're gonna, he's just a better quarterback in the bigger moments. He didn't whittle into this, especially as a favorite. Especially as a favorite, what Dak Prescott did. That was honestly lose your fucking job type of performance. He won't and he shouldn't, but that's how bad that shit was. That's how bad that shit was.
Okay.
So that matters to me. And he's done it multiple times now. So that shit matters to me.
Tua or Dak? Hey, come on,
Oh,
Dak. Give
shit.
people
I'm
what they
taking
want.
Dak.
That's Dak.
Tua or Dak?
Tua or Dak?
Dak. Comfortably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comfortably.
I was hoping I got you guys stirred up a little bit.
Nah.
Huh?
I'm too nervous to grab the producer. Nah, it's golf over Dak too, in my personal opinion. And I'm not even a Dak hater. I just it's too over Dak. You, yeah.
I always hate on Dak, but I don't know.
I just think Jared Goff has better leadership. He's better under pressure. He doesn't sell the bag. I mean, Dak Prescott shits his pants.
He did. He did shit his pants.
I'm
this
just
It's not
producer,
incorrect,
though.
but yeah, no.
This ain't the first time Dak has done this.
Yeah, I think Dallas just as a team just falls behind. Like as a team, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They
just
were
the
the
same
more
way the Cowboys
talented
do.
team.
Let's say where the Niners could put together a team. You know what I mean?
Cowboys do
Santos.
the opposite.
Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of the chat, bro.
What did you
You're
say?
killing
Say
me,
no.
bro.
Tua Tagovailoa, Sam Howell.
I plead the fifth.
Sam
bro.
Howell.
I plead the fifth on that one.
Clearly Sam Howell.
No, I would take Tua over Dak.
Would you?
Really?
Yeah.
Nah.
If I had to pick them,
See,
like
that
a
one's
fantasy
closer
league,
though, obviously,
Fantasy.
than,
pick them in like a fantasy league, like
Closer
I'm
than
taking
what?
Tua.
than
Yeah.
the golf and Tua one, in my personal opinion. Because I picked golf over Dak, and I'm picking golf over Tua, and I would pick Dak over Tua. So obviously, that
See, I
would
don't know
mean
about.
it's
I think
closer.
Dak's.
I think
better
they're
at
all in
pretty
the, those
much-
three guys are in the same
Yeah,
tier.
yeah, they are.
Like I said, if you want to give golf the edge because of winning, like I can't argue against winning. But like quarterback for quarterback and like skill wise, like Dak is the best quarterback of the three.
Right. I would agree. Yeah.
I wouldn't even blink an eye to say that. But like obviously Dak has moments where he's choked for sure. So like that matters. But like quarterback for quarterback wise, it's Dak.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of just pure talent, sure, I guess. But quarterback position goes farther than that. So, is what it is.
There's intangibles. Yeah.
Who else?
There's not many other guys that I would even consider in this territory here. To be
Lamar
honest,
Jackson?
'cause some of them are
No, it's,
like, come on, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I was gonna say Jalen Hurts, but it's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it's definitely hurts.
like it's Jordan Love.
CJ Stroud, baby.
It's CJ Stroud.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, nah. There's nobody else. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Is it so simply Jordan Love?
Yes,
I guess.
I think so. It's not
I
like
think it is Jordan
Yeah.
Love. You're just like losing me with all your criteria. I don't know.
well because this was Jordan Love's
Like
first
Jordan
year
Love
as a
isn't-
starter.
Jordan Love isn't Lamar or Josh Allen.
No.
Where the not getting to the Super Bowl like doesn't matter there. Like Jordan Love's a tier below those guys to where like if winning is the end all be all for you and having a Super Bowl appearance is the end all be all for you, then
I wouldn't call it the. I'm not gonna call it the end all be all, but I do think it gives you an edge, a significant. Like
For sure.
it's
When it's
that hard.
closer.
No, I know. Like it's
gives
that
you an
hard to
edge.
get to a Super Bowl.
Jordan Love's talent and how much he improved in just a single year of starting as a quarterback, and the fact that in his first playoff game, the man absolutely dominated. That is where I'm like, okay, it's pretty clear to me, with the talent being as great as it is, the amount that he improved in one season, and the fact that he got a playoff win in his first opportunity, the trajectory is ridiculous for this kid. So
Yeah, I think with Love, you're projecting a little bit, but
And-
even if you're just basing it off this season, he was phenomenal down the stretch
like,
of the year. You could argue he was the best quarterback in the NFL for the last seven,
I'm gonna-
8 weeks of the season.
I'm going to bring it back to this because why the hell not, man? I'm just that guy today. does Tua's trajectory of being under a coach in Brian Flores, who it was complete malpractice what he did there. He had a year with Mike McDaniel where he showed some flashes, but ultimately got injured. And people were threatening, saying his career was threatened by these injuries. And then he comes in the second year with Mike McDaniel and plays at arguably a top 6 to 8 quarterback level. Does that trajectory mean nothing to any? Does it not matter? Listen, Tua lost some big important games. I can't like I even said it when they lost. Like, I'm losing faith in Tua as a Dolphin fan, but like Tua isn't even on his second contract yet. Like, he's not fucking done improving.
No, and
he
I
took a
get
huge
that.
step
but
forward
but
this
here's
year.
my thing. So here's where I also put it. Who would you say is the more physically gifted quarterback? Jordan Love or Tua?
No, Jordan Love. I'm not having a Jordan Love versus Tua debate.
I know that, but that's why I'm saying I so clearly pick Jordan Love, because for all the reasons that you just gave me with Tua, he just is not as physically gifted for me to say that the trajectory is to a different level. I think there's a ceiling. There's a known ceiling, at least in my opinion, to what Tua is capable of because of his physical gifts. Jordan Love, his ceiling is legitimately top 5, 6 quarterback in the NFL with his physical gifts. That's why I say that.
You just said to a different level.
That's why I picked up to a
Nice.
different level.
Thank you.
To go to a different level.
That is the reason that I say
To a Tugavai different level.
given their physical gifts, given their physical traits, that is why I project Love to be able to reach.
We need to.
And the fact that this was his first year as a starter.
The next Would You Rather we do, not for this one because it's already over, but the next one we need to set some fucking guidelines. Are we?
Well, everyone can have.
Are we projecting? Is it about where they are right now?
Even if
What
I took right
matter?
now, I'm taking Jordan Love over Jared Goff. Even if I took right now, is all I'm saying. Like, even right now, I'm taking Jared Goff over.
I think that's generally
I mean,
how
I'm taking Jordan Love over Jared Goff because he is the more talented player. And as I said, arguably over the last eight weeks of the season, he was the best quarterback in the entire NFL. So, and then in the playoffs, had one of the most efficient playoff games we've seen
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
against the team that was heavily favored at home. So, that is where I stand with that. So,
You know what's crazy? So, we had bets when we had the former BallGame staff, our preseason NFL bets. And I had 2 bets with Dean for money. But we also had a bet about the Dolphins-Jets Black Friday game, in which the winner would receive a jersey from the loser of the bet. I won that bet. And me and Dean were texting about our bets because he hasn't paid up yet. And he asked, like, oh, do I owe you 50 and a jersey or I owe you 100? And I was like, well, actually, you owe me 100 and a jersey, but I'm going to let you off the hook for the jersey because the Jets had no chance to win that game. I'm not letting him off the hook for the jersey. Want to know why? Because I fucking need the Tua jersey.
Is this how he's finding out?
Yeah.
Well, sorry,
Hasn't paid
Wagner.
up anyway. But
get fucked, Dean.
yeah, get fucked, Dean. Because I need the Tua jersey. Like, man, I'm not excited for the fucking offseason when we're predicting and shit again. Oh, man.
He's picking the Dolphins over the Bills again. I already know it. I can't wait. Can't wait for those episodes as well.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be a fun time. Going to be a fun offseason. But there is another game. There was another game that we did speak about. For sure. So, unbelievable that this was probably the game that I figured we were going to talk more about. But, you know, we just talked a bunch about the Niners and the Lions. So, I'm excited to talk about this one.
Yeah. So Chiefs Ravens. Everyone in America apparently was relying on Lamar Jackson to save them. I don't know from what really. I guess from, the Taylor Swift shit in the Super Bowl. It was so obvious. It was always the Chiefs. Like what was I thinking?
Ooh, pick a side, me. Jared Goff or Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, it's
I agree.
yeah.
I agree. I'm picking Brock as
Yeah,
well.
it's Brock.
Go ahead.
Like, I feel like Brock's just a better Jared Goff, honestly. But enough of that. So yeah, Chiefs Ravens. I don't have the final score here.
Bro,
But
holy shit, Jared Goff is an average quarterback, bro. Oh my god,
are we still doing it?
I'm still on it, bro. Just go. Sorry.
I mean, if you gotta get it off your chest.
No, I don't. I don't.
Hates
I'm,
You know,
Jared
we're
Goff.
gonna-
I don't hate Jared
No,
Goff, but
he doesn't hate Jared Goff. But we're
I
gonna,
like Jared Goff actually. He's a good guy. Really, he's a good quarterback. But like,
That's not average then. Good and average, two different things.
okay, he's average. He's an average quarterback and an average guy.
All right, so we're leaving this here then,
Prince
right?
showing.
Yeah, continue. Sorry.
So anyway, I don't have the final score of this game. I should have looked it up during that little rant. But it's okay.
17-10.
17-10. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. So what were your reactions to this game?
I'm starting for this one.
Go ahead.
You go right ahead.
So I had Dean on my show the other day, Friday, and we did X Factors for every game. And the first thing we talked about was the Ravens X Factor. And we both said, like, immediately, like, a complete agreement. The X Factor for the Ravens is their backfield. And the Ravens, by far, the best rushing attack in football this year. And, you know, Lamar's obviously a big part of that. But what happened, Nick? What was the face?
The face is your take, bro.
Turn the fucking mic on. Let's talk, man. Come on, I'm here for it. Let's fucking talk.
Bro,
Chris
been
got
beefing about
time
this
today.
all day, bro. This game proves it exactly. I've been arguing with you for weeks that Detroit has a better run game than the Ravens.
Okay.
And with the combination of Gibbs and Monty, and you want to talk about lying? You just sat on your own damn podcast and lied to the camera.
Okay, so bear with me 1 second. I'm pulling up the numbers. Keep speaking.
Wait, what was the lie?
Yeah, I don't know what I lied
The
about.
lie is that
Like, by the numbers.
by far they have the best.
By the numbers,
Well, statistically, they did.
were.
But you're not
But I get
factoring
what you're
in
saying,
Lamar
yeah.
Jackson. Backfield
Okay.
alone, sure, I agree.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, of course.
based on the Ravens Chief game, what did that show you about the run game?
They didn't fucking
They didn't run
hand
the
the ball
ball.
to the running back. They were idiots. It showed their offensive coordinator is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and I wasn't talking about the Chiefs-Ravens game. My point was, you weren't listening. You got
No, I
to
was
turn
listening.
your listening
you
ears.
said by far they had the best
During
rushing
this-
attack.
right,
Sure,
during the regular
you
season.
can talk about
Listening
stats
ears.
all you want. I'm listening, bro. I got the AirPod in, bro. I'm a real producer, right?
Fake producer.
As if he's a fake one.
I didn't even say
For
nothing.
reference, he
Nick looked
pointed
at
at
me.
Pete.
I mean,
He pointed at Pete.
they ran the most running plays in the NFL this year. They were third in yards per rush, first in rushes per game, first in rushing yards per game, fourth in rushing touchdowns per game. Let's get the advanced stats. They were third in rushing success rate and third in rushing EPA. So, and the Lions are like 6th to 8th in terms of those metrics. So, yes, they were the best regular season rushing attack in the 2023 NFL regular season.
Okay. However, which O line are you taking?
The Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The line.
Which running backs are you taking?
The Detroit
Oh,
Lions.
So what are we talking about here? What
Bro,
tight?
but you-
what tight
again-
end are you taking? Likely or Laporta?
Laporta.
So what are we talking about here?
What
Wait,
the
We're
fuck
talking
are you
about
talking
numbers.
about?
What the fuck does the tight end...
Which quarterback
What
are you
does the
taking
tight
to
end
rush the
have to do with
ball?
the
What does the
rushing
tight
attack?
end matter? And do you understand who Lamar Jackson is?
Bro, but
Rushing attack. Lamar Jackson is a part of the rushing attack.
and where was that in when it mattered the most? That's what you guys want.
I'm going to talk
Bro,
about that.
that's exactly what I was getting into.
All right. Producer Mike.
This episode was just designed to piss off Chris. Literally every segment, we were just like, how can we
So-
get under his skin the most?
This is a fun one. I like this one.
Yeah.
Me and Dean talking about our X factors.
Yeah,
the
go
Ravens backfield. So, like I said, the Ravens had the best rushing attack in football.
Arguably, no.
The Ravens had the best rushing attack in football this year. And obviously, Lamar is a huge part in that. You know, last week against the Texans, it was his playoff coming out party. It was his best playoff game so far. Went over 100 yards on the ground, added 2 touchdowns. But like I said on my show, the Chiefs' defense compared to the Texans' defense, we're talking about summer
Night
and
and day,
winter.
yeah.
We're talking about chocolate and vanilla. We're talking about dog and cat. You know, we're talking about two completely different sides of the spectrum.
Peanut butter and jelly.
And
Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde, Bonnie and Clyde. You know,
Oh, keep it going.
Oh,
Drake and Josh.
Josh.
Nice. Good one.
They're literally related.
So
Shampoo and conditioner.
yeah.
Kinda similar.
You guys completely.
Yeah, you guys
are
missed the
not
point.
doing
Drake and Josh was sour.
They
Yeah,
dab
that's
each other up.
That was horrible.
So Lamar was great against the Texans and had his coming out party, but it wasn't going to be the same against the Chiefs. And that's why the Ravens backfield was my X factor going into this game, because Lamar was going to need some help from those guys to open himself up for rushing lanes and open the passing game up. And the Ravens running backs, Justice Hill and Gus Edwards, had 6 carries for 23 yards. That sounds bad on paper, but it gets even worse. Gus Edwards' first touch of the game went for 15 yards.
Yep.
So let's factor that out. Factoring that out, the Ravens running backs had 5 carries for 8 yards. And, you know, something that's a staple of mine on the BallGame podcast that I always say is, if you don't get your run game going, you're going to have a very hard time winning football games, especially for a team like the Ravens, who, like I said, they were number 1 in rushing attempts in the NFL this year. A team like the Ravens who relies heavily on the run game. And, you know, kind of similar to the Lions, I feel like this was a complete coaching mismatch. And, you know, it's not Harbaugh, it's Todd Monken in this case, who had such a great year with this group. He really did. You know, we all had high hopes for this Ravens team going into this season because of Todd Monken. We expected the passing game to improve and just the offense as a whole to improve, and that's what it did. And Todd Monken, the lights were too bright, man. The lights were too bright, and he went away from everything that got them there. And it's just so confusing. Excuse me. It's so confusing to me because they were never out of the game.
Exactly.
They were never getting blown out. They never needed to abandon the run. And Todd Monken he turned it into a Lamar versus Mahomes in his head. And the Chiefs weren't even doing that. Todd Monken saw those first 2 drives from the Chiefs and said, oh, this is going to be Lamar versus Mahomes. And the Chiefs said, oh, we have them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Yeah. We have them right where we want them. We will run this rock and we will beat you with our defense because you fucked up and you're trying to make this about Lamar versus Mahomes. So, you know, if we're going to do what we did with the Lions, who gets the most blame? Todd Monken.
Yeah.
Todd Monken.
It was a terrible game plan. It was a dog shit game plan. The defense did their part. You owe Pat Mahomes to fucking 17 points. The first 2 drives, listen. Those first 2 drives, if you want to take 2 drives of every NFL quarterback, of every play in NFL history, those 2 drives from Pat Mahomes might be the best 2 drives of any quarterback in NFL history. Yeah. Like, it was just, he was on. I mean, I think it was
Kelsey.
I think it was the first playoff, like the most consecutive completions to start a playoff game in playoff history. Like, it was fucking absurd.
No, it was.
It was nutty. And Lamar was answering the call. You know, the touchdown to Zay Flowers, like that was
a crazy play.
Lamar fucking threw a ball to himself and ran it for 13 yards. Like, Lamar was answering the call, but come on, man. You're going to try and get in a shootout with Pat Mahomes? Rick Mahomes? Come on, bro. My name's not Rick. His name is Patrick. Respect him. Todd Monken did not and I know it's you probably think it's the defensive coordinator's job to deal with the opposing quarterback, but Todd Monken did not respect this Chiefs team and did not respect Patrick Mahomes. And he was shaking in his boots.
He was shaking in his boots.
I'll be right back.
So, real quick, I wanna say a couple things. The Ravens didn't have success or didn't run the football.
They didn't even try.
In general.
They didn't even try to
run
have success.
The Chiefs
Chris is going to go scream into a pillow real quick.
The Chiefs did not have success running the football either. But yet Isaiah Pacheco still had 24 attempts in this game. So even when it wasn't working, they still kept going back to the run game. Okay. Now, for everything that Chris just said, he is 100% right. Todd Monken called an awful game, didn't even really give Lamar a legitimate chance. But for all of those things, at the same time, Lamar Jackson deserves a whole lot of blame and does not get off the hook. He wasn't good in this one. He was abysmal. After that first touchdown drive, there wasn't much good to talk about from Lamar Jackson. That's just the fact. And I also need to say, Lamar Jackson, your superpower is running the football. You are the greatest runner of the football any of us have ever seen at the quarterback position, and that even includes Michael Vick. But even with all of that, you refuse to take off on multiple different occasions and just gain the easy yards that you've been doing all season. But in this case, you decided to try to become a full-time pocket passer, and it didn't work. You tried to beat Patrick Mahomes against Patrick Mahomes, and it didn't work. Take advantage of your superpower and do that over and over again, and you'll win football games. And also, don't throw into triple coverage.
Yeah, that was the first thing I was going to say. I was going to be like, you two missed and the other thing, learn from the guys that are going to Super Bowls and winning Super Bowls. Once in a while, take the check down. He threw into triple coverage into the end zone. He had OBJ running across the middle of the field. And I felt like that whole drive, he was just forcing the deep ball.
Yep.
And they were open, but they were, the guys, you can make that play, but they were tough throws to make. Todd Monken gets the bulk of the blame here, I'd say. But Lamar, man, you really let a lot of us down.
Yeah, I do agree that, Lamar has to be better, but again, I think it was just a game plan thing, and the game plan got in Lamar's head, if that makes, and that's why he was not taking the check downs and not getting outside the pocket as much in the second half. And I think I really I completely agree. Lamar needs to be better. Don't throw into triple coverage.
Right.
Let's keep our head on. Let's not take deep shots to OBJ in double coverage.
Yeah.
Come on. I do agree Lamar needs to be better, but I think the game plan was in his head. It was in his head that he needed to do all this spectacular and beat the allegations.
Yeah.
And I really do think he was in his own head, and I think a big part of that was his coordinator. But I think Lamar was the lone bright. He wasn't. I wouldn't even say he was good in this game, but he was the lone bright spot for them on offense.
It needs to be stated. Zay Flowers was awesome.
Zay Flowers was awesome.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
Granted the mistakes.
Oh,
You're
man.
right. Yeah, we could talk about that in a second. You are right. I forgot Zay Flowers was even a person. But yes, Zay Flowers was amazing in this game. But aside Zay Flowers and Lamar, those were the only people on offense who showed up, including the coaching staff.
Yes. And John Harbaugh deserves blame too, because you are the head coach. Get in that fucking locker room and tell your offensive coordinator, yo, we're running the fucking ball in the second half. Like it or not. We're doing it. This is our philosophy. This is what got us here. Now go do it. You provide a game plan and tell the guy, okay, here's what we're going to do, because you're the head coach.
And it's just especially after last week, what Buffalo was able to do to Kansas City on the ground, it's just why was that not the game plan?
I never understood it either.
It was from the rip. It wasn't even they, after the first two drives they abandoned the run immediately. It's just so confusing.
It was like you said. They were in the game the whole time, but it felt like, especially towards the end of the game, it felt like they were playing like they were down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
where Lamar's just slinging it down the field. They didn't even turn him to Patrick Mahomes. They turned him into Joe Flacco from back in the day. They made him a statue, and that's not Lamar's game. He is a good pocket passer. That's been shown this season, but he's so much better than everyone at running the football.
Yep.
So it blows my mind. They didn't run the ball so much that people are using that to say that the game was rigged, that they barely handed off the ball, and it really is amazing that they're the best rushing team in the NFL. And maybe they all were in their head. Todd Monken was probably just early on, 6 carries, 23 yards. He's like, fuck this. This ain't working. We're just gonna hope Lamar can be Lamar and do special
Superman.
things. Yeah.
They tried to make Lamar Josh Allen in this one, in terms of being Superman for his team to try to win a football game.
Whoever it is, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, whoever they were trying to make him be, they were trying to make him beat everyone but Lamar
Jackson.
Yes.
We could touch on Zay Flowers. We could touch Zay Flowers if you guys want.
I don't think we can.
I will say Mike McDonald called a great game, especially from the first quarter. After the first quarter, he was awesome.
Cooked. The
He was
defense as a
awesome.
whole, they cooked.
Yeah, they
bro.
overall they held them to 17
They
points.
cooked.
Like that's
Yes.
I mean,
that's
Patrick
what you
Queen
need
and
to
Roquan
do.
were flying all
Yeah.
over the place,
Yes,
making
they were.
plays.
Kyle
Like,
Hamilton was
all over the
phenomenal.
fucking place, bro.
He got head tapped by Travis Kelce, but like
Yeah.
everyone does. So I don't blame him for that.
But Zay Flowers, like you said, he was great in this one in terms of his production, but some mistakes. So
Rookie mistakes.
I'll start with the fumble on the goal line. I give him zero blame. For
That was a terrific play. Yeah.
You know what I said to Ortiz? I said to Ortiz in the car when we were talking about it on the way to watch the Lions game. I said, he said, he was like, bro, like, why are you reaching for the goal line there? I said, that's a play that 9 out of 10 times. Honestly, no.
9.5 out of 10.
99 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
That is a touchdown. And we are praising Zay Flowers for having 2 touchdowns in a playoff game. L'Jarius Sneed, being the great player he is, just made an outlandish play.
He got his get back.
An outlandish play. Like, that was just a phenomenal play. I can't be mad at Zay Flowers for going for the touchdown there because, like I said, 99 out of 100 times, that's a touchdown.
So here was my problem with it. You had no reason to extend for the goal line. You didn't. You didn't need to. You didn't have to dive. You didn't have to do any of that. Also, you got a first down, even if you end up down at the 1. It's now 1st and 1 at the goal line. You're the best rushing football team in the entire league. Even if you're not running the football, I can promise you they're probably going to run the football in that situation. I understand you're a player. You're not thinking of that in the exact moment, but that is also a rookie mistake because some of the vets will understand you don't got to reach for the goal line in those situations.
I don't think it's a rookie mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, McCole Hardman did the same thing.
Well, McCole Hardman also
Like, that
sucks
was
at
just-
football,
that
so
was
like
just
that's
bad. Like, it's
completely
just
different.
I'm with him. I don't think it was a mistake.
Most receivers are going for the touchdown at that.
The
After
rookie-
you make a play like that, you want to finish it
Yeah.
off, bro. Like I do understand. Like it doesn't matter. You'd be down at the 1 if you just don't fucking fumble. But like, I don't think it's a mistake. But I wouldn't classify that as a rookie.
I think the rookie mistake
The rookie
is
mistake
letting
was
it,
unsportsmanlike in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's what I want to talk
but
about.
letting it get in your head too, where he punched the bench and
Right.
cut his hand, like
Yes.
that's a rookie mistake.
That's
Letting
also
the
bad.
frustration boil up, that's a rookie mistake.
Right.
For
That's
sure.
what I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to preface it by saying I personally don't believe diving for the goal line was really, like, looking back on it, knowing what we know now, it was a mistake.
Right.
But, like,
I thought he could have got in if he just tucked it and ran through.
yeah, maybe. I think not only 99 out of 100 times is that a touchdown, I think 99 out of 100 receivers are probably doing the same
Yeah,
thing, if not something
I
similar.
agree.
So I don't really blame him for that. But let's go back to the play before that. He makes an insane play, and lets his emotions get the best of him. And I know there are some people, I know Drew on Pick a Side. I watched Pick a Side's pod from last night. I know Drew was saying like that's not his fault. He's not mad at him for that. You know, he made a big play and it's a big playoff game. People have emotions. That is the textbook definition of taunting. I guess he was probably doing it just to get up, but he literally had him like almost in a chokehold to push off his neck.
He did everything possible.
He threw the ball at him, and then he stared him down.
Yeah.
It's like those ones in basketball where we talk about charge or no charge, and sometimes it's just a no-brainer. Like, that was a no-brainer no matter who you are.
Yes.
That flag is getting thrown. You just can't do that.
Yeah.
You just can't. Do I like the rule and do I agree with it 100%? No. I want the guys to celebrate and talk their shit. It makes the game better. Makes the game better when they're talking their shit. This was
100%.
both teams on both sides were talking their shit all game from before
the jump.
kickoff. Like, it was sick. The environment, obviously I wasn't there, but the environment through the TV felt awesome. Like, it felt like it was a sick atmosphere. They were talking shit. They were getting into it. So I understand it from that perspective, but there's a line and there's rules. Like, and that was just as clear as day. That was a mistake. And then, like you said, listen, I mean, cup of fuel right here.
There's a
from,
bump.
right. I'm an avid wall puncher. Like, I understand.
We've all been there.
It
yeah.
fucking happens. But in this game with these, you want a cup of fuel too? My bone's still popping out from like 2 years ago when I punched the wall. Bro, I punched the wall and I'm like, damn, like my hand fucking hurts. I go to the doctor and get x-rays. They're like, yeah, like that shit's fine. Like it's probably just strained. Just like ice it for a few days. And then they call me back a week later and they're like, yo, actually, I think we looked at those x-rays wrong. Your shit's probably fractured. But then by that point, I was like, you know what? I'm a man. I need to get back in the gym. And I just never went back to the doctor. And my bone just pokes out to this day.
Yeah, I got a messed up pinky.
Yeah. So I got...
No, my pinky is...
Toe or finger?
So
Nice.
so yeah, like I get it from that perspective, but you know, you got to know the stakes and you got to keep your head on. I punched the wall after a random Tuesday night regular season men's league basketball game. It's not the AFC Conference Championship.
I mean, yeah, I've been there and done that before too.
Yeah, everyone's let
With
whether-
flag football,
in
like,
sports or not, everyone's let their emotions get the best of them at some point in their life. But like you have to know time and place for everything. Yeah. The taunting, yeah, again, that's blatant taunting. Like, even if you don't think it should be called, you know that's going to get called.
Yeah.
Maybe if you stand over him, maybe you get away with it. I think if you throw the ball at him, that's immediate.
Yeah,
that's an immediate
already,
flag.
yep.
But like those things combined, especially, like no, those are no.
So Richard Sherman said it best on Undisputed. He said, if you don't want us hitting these dudes harder and getting that 15-yard penalty that we're probably going to get, you better call it taunting.
Yeah.
Because he's like,
That's
we're
fair.
going to go
Yeah.
out and hurt somebody if we don't get a call for that. If they're going to get to do this, why the fuck don't I get to go out there and hurt somebody?
And that's one of the biggest shit talkers of all time.
Yeah.
That's a good outlook on it.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what he said. So he said, you better throw that flag if you don't want us to hurt somebody. Because he's like, we're going to do it if you're not throwing a flag.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
so yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I
it
think
controls the game.
I think before we move on to the Chiefs, because I don't think we're going to have too much to say about the
won't.
Chiefs. I have a segment about the Chiefs that I want to do, but before we move on, I'm going to ask a question, and then you have your question about the losers. I think we do that, then talk about the Chiefs.
That's fine.
So my question is, the Ravens did everything that we asked them to do this season in terms of they got Lamar help. They brought in his boy OBJ. They drafted Zay Flowers. Isaiah likely emerged. Obviously, they didn't have Mark Andrews for majority of the season. They got the offensive mind at offensive coordinator. They keep on improving and improving this defense to where it was arguably the best defense in the NFL this year. What is the next move for the Ravens?
Woof.
They have some key free agents. Justin Matabikwe is a free agent, had a breakout year for them. Patrick Queen's Patrick Queen, I think, already thinks he's gone. I think he's already saying goodbye to
Yeah,
them.
he's getting a bag.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Not what do you think they do, but I want to know what you guys think. Put your GM hat on for a second. Let's just say, what's their biggest need going into this offseason? That's the question I'll ask.
So it's so tough because like you had the best defense in the league all season. Your defense showed up when it mattered. So what went wrong when it couldn't go wrong? And I think we all agree that they just it was mainly that the run game just couldn't get going, which then leads to the passing game not working out because if you're playing one dimensional, you're going to get figured out.
Right.
I don't know what the move is in
I
terms
think
of
those are the two answers.
Yeah.
Do you go get a running back? Like what? I think they're going to do their best to address both of those things this offseason. But my question is, what's the most important? So we could probably narrow it down to those two things. What's more important? Getting an actual running back? Because let's be real, Justice Hill and Gus Edwards.
not getting it done.
Right.
Yeah.
That they had
Keaton
good
Mitchell.
seasons and they're good players, and you don't need a superstar with Lamar, but they could use an upgrade there. And their pass catchers, for as much as they improved this year, they don't have a good passing attack still. So what's more important to you guys? Getting a better running back or adding another pass catcher next to Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers?
So
Can I say?
yeah, jump in. Go ahead.
I think this made a big difference, and I should have mentioned this before. Keaton Mitchell not being there for the rest of the season was huge. Keaton Mitchell was the explosive guy for this team. He was unbelievable when he was playing, averaging nearly 8 yards per carry. He was the Devon Achane of this team. That's what he was. So Keaton not being there, him coming back, hopefully finding health throughout the entirety of the season. Obviously, we've seen guys get healthy come later in the year after the ACL. I hope that happens for him. And that will help. Just by itself, that will help this offense. Now I let you go ahead and say what you were
You'll
gonna
let
say,
me.
Sorry, I just wanted to get that Keaton
No, I
Mitchell
get
thing
you.
out there. Because he's a baller.
Yeah, he is a baller. Yeah. So in terms of getting a pass catcher or a running back, let's see. I look at my quarterback. I say, what is this guy best at? He's best at running the football, but he's really best when he's doing both. When he's diming up everyone and he's running the football. So then I'm trying to make a point here.
Oh, I hate when that happens. When you say
I
all
had
this
my whole-
intelligence,
exactly,
but you have
and
no
it's all
idea what the point
fucking
is.
gone.
Yeah.
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 I'm still like deciding in my head what the move is. I think pass catchers are usually harder to come by, whereas running backs are usually easier to come across. But the Ravens haven't had a good running back. Granted, they had Dobbins and he always gets hurt, but
I forgot he existed.
yeah, exactly.
bro.
They haven't had a good, like an above average running back in years.
Since Ray, man. Shout
So-
out to Ray, man.
Touchy subject.
Ray the football player.
Ray does a lot to
Ray the
try to
football
improve his
player.
image, I guess. Kinda.
Sure.
He does.
Yeah. No, I'm not
That's
disagreeing.
crazy. They have two guys named Ray.
And they're both
No,
No, not that
not
one.
that Ray. Not that Ray.
Ray
He actually
Quinoa.
does.
both felons.
He does like
Ray Quinoa.
I'm pretty sure some what's it called? What are they called when you go?
I mean, they had a
You do public.
Rice
He does
appreciation
public
night or whatever,
No, he
so-
does public speaking for like all that stuff.
Oh, well,
He
that
really
makes
does.
up for
Like,
everything.
Him and yeah. No, it doesn't.
I'm kidding.
No,
I'm
it
kidding.
doesn't. But like,
I'm obviously
he's
kidding.
still with her, and you know his
Moving on.
My
wife
answer-
says he tries.
My answer is that pass catcher is the top need for this
Okay.
team. I think having Lamar Jackson by himself, you will have at bare minimum a top 10 rushing attack in the NFL.
Yeah.
We saw it. They were rotating guys in and out at that running back position this year. And like I said, they were the best running team in football this year. So I don't think they need to go out and get like a Derrick Henry or anything like that. But, you know, if there is a way that they could finagle their cap room a little bit and get a T. Higgins, maybe somehow bring in Mike. I don't know how likely it is with the cap space, but if they could finagle their way into getting one of those guys, like, I feel like this team is the clear preseason Super Bowl favorite.
I don't even know if they need a guy like on that level either. That's the thing too, is because their passing offense was really good. Again, I don't know how this will work with cap space, but what if they go get like Mike Williams or something like that? Like that would be. I don't know how that works.
If he's
with cap,
healthy, if he's healthy,
right?
Mike Williams on this offense will move me.
Yeah,
But I don't think they need a Mike Williams. I don't think they need any of those guys in terms of their archetype. Mike Williams, T. Higgins, Mike Evans.
yeah.
They need a separator.
Yeah.
They need guys who could separate, and when Lamar's getting out of structure and stuff like that, those guys can be open. They need guys who could get open. That was their biggest struggle this year. That was guys getting open. So yeah, I think pass catcher is definitely their biggest need.
So I'm playing Ravens GM on Spo track right now, and I'm just trying to figure out like what.
I said, who's that?
It's an ad on the bottom right on my screen.
Call my eye.
Wonder what that ad is. Anyways, I saw that there's a very real like avenue for them to just do a few restructures that wouldn't be crazy and make a lot of sense, and it gets them to around $50 million in cap space. That's before re-signing anybody.
Good Lord.
So there's ability here to open yourself up. But as you said, there's two key free agents here in Patrick Queen and Justin Matabike. Those are the two guys that you're going to look at, and you're probably going to be like, okay, these are probably our first two priorities in trying to get back.
I think for the sake of this experiment that we're doing, if you're going to go forward and play Ravens GM, I think we should consider Patrick Queen gone.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just think the money that I know he's so impactful and so important for them, but the money that he's going to ask for and having a guy like Roquan already, I just think they could allocate their resources elsewhere.
The Ravens are also great at
drafting linebackers.
Yeah, drafting linebackers.
Jadeveon Clowney's another
Not
guy.
so great at drafting receivers.
But realistically, you could probably replace Jadeveon Clowney. Regardless, you probably got to re-sign Matabike.
Yeah.
That's the start.
Yeah.
You got to get him back. He was a key piece of you being as good as you were at rushing the passer throughout the entirety of the season, leading the league in sacks, all that stuff. Cool. So you go ahead, you try to sign Justin Matabike, and he's probably going to cost around $20 million a season, right? So that cuts significantly into your $50 million of cap space. Probably going to be a $20 million cap hit for this coming season. Now you're down to 30. Okay, so now we go to free agents, and you guys said you want a wide receiver.
I want the widest of wide receivers.
You want the widest of all the wide receivers. So here's a possibility. Maybe a guy like Mike Evans is enticed with playing for a potential ring. Maybe he takes a little bit less than a guy like T. Higgins would take. And I think that's an interesting possibility as well.
It's going to cost too much money.
Michael Pittman Jr., if he somehow shakes loose, is another guy. Gabe Davis is an interesting choice for this Ravens team as a fit.
Gabe Davis on the Ravens would move mountains for me, actually.
That's crazy because you don't.
I
like
don't think Gabe Davis is that good, but in terms of this team, I think he'd be perfect.
So Gabe Davis is a guy that I could see for around $13 million, $14 million a year, cheaper wide receiver in terms of as opposed to a T. Higgins or a Michael Pittman or Mike Evans even. Hollywood Brown, maybe a reunion here. Who knows?
Never understood that. I guess
Maybe a reunion.
I don't know.
Who the hell knows? But yeah, so there's options. If they want a receiver, there are options. And then who knows? Maybe they want to get themselves involved. They could shake a little bit more cap space in Brian Burns or Josh Allen sweepstakes to make a big splash. I mean, look, you could always restructure your quarterback
This defense would
and push money into the future because when you're just going to keep re-signing the guy, it doesn't really matter. So there are avenues for the Baltimore Ravens. If you guys are open to if you guys think a wide receiver signing is the best move, then there are definitely options. I just need 4 or 5 for you guys. So, yeah, I mean, there's that. And then there's options on the defensive side of the ball, re-signing your own guys, going out and getting a different guy. And it seems like most of their coaching staff is going to return, I would assume.
Seems to be a theme this offseason.
Unless Mike McDonald. Yeah, we didn't even mention that with Detroit. But unless Mike McDonald ends up going to get one of these jobs right now, which is a distinct possibility at the current moment, given how many people are pulling out of the head coaching race right now. But the Ravens are in a good spot. I don't think they're screwed over yet. But they're going to need to make some moves.
Yeah.
Definitely going to need to make some moves this offseason. So what would I do if I'm them? I'd probably choose Gabe as a cheaper signing. Get back Justin Matabike, and look, if possible, then I would get back Patrick Queen too, in my personal opinion. So that's where I would go. That's just where I'm at. But they'll still be a title contender. No doubt about it. They're still a title
even if they run it back, yeah.
So, all right. Do you want me to ask my question and then we'll
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, let me actually read it off so that I get the this part of it right. Let's see. Which now eliminated playoff team is in the best position to succeed in the future?
I think, to me, it's clearly the Ravens, honestly.
Yeah.
I think of the teams that actually, no.
I don't know. Yeah.
No, I was going to say of the teams that have been eliminated, they have the best quarterback, but Josh Allen exists. They have the second best quarterback of the teams that have been eliminated. Like we just mentioned, they don't have that many key free agents.
This guy. He's shaking his head. I know exactly who he wants me to say, and I'm gonna say it. But go ahead.
I think, another year under Todd Monken, I think the defense is going to be great. The defense is going to continue to be great. The offense with Zay Flowers taking a step forward, and like we just said, I fully expect them to make some type of addition in terms of their pass catchers. So, and like you said, they have the ability to create the cap space to do so.
Yeah.
So, this team was a Super Bowl contender already, but they are a pass catcher away, in my opinion, from being the clear title favorites going into next year.
That's fair. Yeah, for that reason, I'd probably also go the Ravens, because they are just one or two pieces away from being, like you said, the clear title favorites. I think Detroit needs some love though, because I think keeping Ben Johnson was absolutely huge, and as silly as it might sound, they don't have to go through Patrick Mahomes. The Ravens have to go through Patrick Mahomes. That's the one reason I'm considering Detroit. But I'll stick with the Ravens. I picked them to win the Super Bowl this year, and if they get better, I'm probably going to do it again next year.
I'm going to go a little out of the box here, and I'm going to say for extended playoff success, I think it's the Houston Texans. They have the easiest path to getting close to $100 million in cap space, have a quarterback on a rookie scale deal at the current moment, have two receivers that are already established and have proven themselves in the league, super young, by the way, in Nico Collins and Tank Dell. They have an offensive line that is only improving. Some of it is young, some of it is established veterans. They have a defense that got incredibly good down the stretch of the season last year and is going to likely improve even more because it's all incredibly young. And as I said, a whole bunch of cap space that's going to open them to making moves such as a guy that we just mentioned in Patrick Queen potentially signing with the Houston Texans and being the lead guy for a DeMeco Ryans called defense. And I think that there's so many different avenues for these guys to continue to improve their roster. And when you already have a guy that has proven he could step up in the biggest moments, you're in a pretty good position. So C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans, DeMeco Ryans and that defense, they are primed and ready to go to step up and find future playoff success.
I agree with everything you said. I think the Lions and Ravens have a bit of an easier path. Like they have less problems to fix. The Texans are young and great, but it's not easy to allocate that $100 million correctly, as the Texans have shown over the years.
The thing with the Texans is too, we probably have not CJ Stroud. We know CJ Stroud's going to be great, perennial top 5 guy, top 10 guy, wherever you want to rank him. But I think the Texans, there's still going to be some question marks about them overachieving this year and certain guys on the roster overachieving to where a Lions or Ravens, it's a sure thing that maybe not back in the conference championship guaranteed, but the Lions and Ravens will be back as great teams next year, if that makes sense.
Sure, but for all of the overachieving, there are also young guys that have another level to reach.
No, yeah, that's true, but that's my point right there. They have to reach that level.
Right.
The Ravens and Lions, they have guys at that level.
That.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
I think I'd even probably take Green Bay over Houston because
which was a team that I was sneakily going to mention.
Yeah, because they also have a ton of rookies that showed a lot this season.
Yeah.
So they're very similar teams.
The thing
they
with
get
that
compared
is
a
I
lot.
think I trust Houston's defense long term.
That's fair. Yeah, it's completely
especially
fair.
considering they have DeMeco calling the shots.
Yeah, I mean, I
totally
look at
fair.
it, and with the Texans, I look at each position group, and I could say I have an elite guy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I have the quarterback in CJ. I have a receiver that's already established himself as a 1 now, and Nico Collins, crazy enough. I have a left tackle, which is the most important position on the offensive line, a guy that's proven
Best in the league.
in Laramie Tunzel, might be the best in the league. A guy in Will Anderson, an edge defender that can wreck a game in an instant. And then in the secondary, we have a guy in Derek Stingley who's proving to be a number 1 shutdown corner. So
Yeah.
I mean, look, these are all the pillars of a franchise that you need to set yourself up for future success. And there's a lot of guys on the Ravens that, as much as I hate to say it, are starting to age a little bit as well. So, but even with all that, they still have this infusion of young talent in Kyle Hamilton and Zay Flowers and players like that, Isaiah Likely and all that. But yeah, I mean,
we have the Dive in Deep show in the chat. I'm assuming that's Rudy on the account. He says Ben Johnson returning is a huge dub.
Oh yeah, huge dub.
Huge dub.
Huge dub, and he also
Bobby
says,
Slowick, same thing.
Yeah, for sure. Bobby Slow coming back is huge for Houston, and he also says 900 subs, fire emoji, keep grinding. Fellas.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Assuming
you.
that's you, Rudy, or I don't know who else it would be. So yeah, thank you, brother.
Appreciate you. Thank you. But yeah, so I think the NFL is in a phenomenal
It's
spot.
in such a great place going
Phenomenal
forward.
spot at the current moment. But for all the future playoff success we're talking about, we got to talk about a current dynasty. We do.
Let's talk about it. I want to preface this with this. Give me this camera. Put it
him on.
right in my face. Which NFL quarterback would you rather have based on their playoff stats? All right, ready? Player A has a 62.5 completion percentage, 3,954 yards, 26 passing touchdowns, and 12 interceptions with a 14-3 record. Okay. Player B has a 67.4 completion percentage, 4,802 yards, 39 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and he is also 14-3.
I know who the two of these guys are, bro. This fucking comedy. It's player B.
Yeah, it's player B.
Player A is fucking Tom Brady, and player B is Patrick Mahomes.
Player A is Tom Brady through his first 7 playoff runs, and player B is Patrick Mahomes currently through his first 7 playoff runs. So, I'll go into my question. Had to do that for the TikTok, but we see it in the stats. Patrick Mahomes, to this point in his career, is better than Tom Brady was. So I'll ask this. I did this on the Pick a Side show. That was kind of my inspiration for this. I don't think I'm really stealing the idea. I think a lot of people are having this conversation. But what does Patrick Mahomes need to do to catch that beast in Tom Brady?
I thought about this myself over the weekend.
I think everyone was thinking about this.
Yep.
Tom has 7, right?
Yes, he does.
7 of them things.
7 is a lot.
And he took a 10-year gap in between getting them.
So yeah, it was fucking crazy. Oh, and the people made sure to remind me of that. So sorry that I made the mistake with Wes Welker.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my fucking head chewed off right now. I mean, if he gets 5, that's a conversation for sure. Like, that's the conclusion I came to. If Pat gets 5, I think it's a conversation.
So I was gonna say the same thing. I don't think Pat needs to get to the 7 mark.
No, I don't. No,
because that's just not realistic right now. I mean, no, it is realistic, I should say, but it's just that's a ridiculous burden. For
if he gets to
anyone
7, he
have
clears him. That's what's going to happen.
Yes.
If he gets
to
7, he's going to
it's
clear
kind of
Brady.
similar to the LeBron Jordan debate. Honest to God,
Well, I thought LeBron Jordan
it's
was
very
over
reminiscent of the
long time
LeBron
ago.
Jordan debate. Because Pat doesn't need to get to 7 to beat Tom Brady. I think Pat needs to get to 5 for it to be a combo. If he gets to 6, it's over. But what this man has done through his first 6 years of playing football, he doesn't know anything but the AFC Championship, which is just unbelievable. And if people doubted him being able to do it on the road, he said, well, so much for that this year. So there's nothing he can't
Holy
do.
shit, bro.
But for all the reasons that we even say that, this defense has been phenomenal. So that needs to be stated as well. The defense gets a big time boost in this one, and they deserve credit. They deserve praise. So, but even for as much as they've won games, Pat has won just as many for them. So,
It's the manner in which he wins games too. Like, he has so many come from behind wins and all this. I don't think we're going to say anything about Patrick Mahomes that doesn't need to be said. But where are you going with this before I get into that?
So
It hasn't been said.
I'm looking at it right now. Pat has in terms of the longevity stats, like the LeBron versus Jordan type of thing, Tom Brady finished with 89,000 passing yards.
Jesus Christ.
First, obviously, in NFL history. Pat Mahomes is 65th with only 28,000. He has a ways to go. In terms of passing touchdowns, Pat Mahomes is a little bit higher up on the list. He's at 39th all time
Wow.
with 219 total passing touchdowns.
Thomas.
Tom Brady has 649 of them things,
Yep.
bro. He has a ways to go.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
I don't think it's as simple as Pat Mahomes
five of them
gets
rings.
5 of them things. I don't know if he needs to match the 7,
He doesn't.
but I will say he probably does. Not probably. He does need to at least get up to 5, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least. But he has to at least knock on the door in terms of some of these
Bro.
longevity things.
So
Yeah, Brady
Not gonna
played for
lie.
so many
So
goddamn
the thing with that
years.
is he's on pace to
You're
shatter
right,
it.
Right.
That's the thing.
the yards he's on pace to shatter
Yes.
that. Okay.
He's on pace to shatter all of
Yeah, he's
that
at what,
because-
almost 30K in 6 years?
Yeah.
That's
so
Oh, I need to
crazy,
do
bro.
the
It's
math,
5,000 a year.
26,000 you said?
Oh, did you say I thought you said 29.
28,000.
Okay, yeah,
28,000 in 6 years, it's probably
Still
around 47.
Jesus Christ.
46, 47 a year is what I'd assume. Right around that.
Just throwing a
46.
throwing a
-ish.
fucking Justin Watson.
So
all
28.
season.
It was about 28,000. I just rounded. So 28,000 divided by 7 is 4,000.
7, yeah.
So Tom Brady
years,
is
though.
at. Is it 6 years?
It's 6 years.
Okay. My bad. Sorry about that. Divided by 6.
So I was right.
No,
yeah.
it's 7.
No,
Well, he's
6
played
years.
7 years, 6 years as a starter.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're counting the 6 because he's only played 6.
Yeah.
You're not counting the 7th year of his
Yeah.
career.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Okay. And Brady played 22 years or 23
Yes.
years?
23
That's so
2000 to 2022. What does that equate to?
23 seasons.
23. So
Yeah.
89,000.
fucking years.
By 23, it's like 4,000.
Less than 4,000. So Pat
39.
Mahomes is averaging about 4,600
That's
yards
what
per
yeah.
season, and Brady averaged about 3,800.
Let's also factor in Brady missed the full year because of the ACL.
He
Brady
did.
missed a full
That's
year, and
true as
Pat
well.
runs a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, Pat has had some injuries.
Yeah.
But hasn't missed many games, but he has had some injuries.
That's what it comes down. Like, is he gonna play 23 years?
Yeah, you got to factor in Pat's going to have all-purpose yards.
Wow.
So,
Johnny Tang in the chat says Pat Mahomes just
Tangerine.
not as good looking as Tom Brady. It's a good point. Tank, shout out to you for pulling up to the freaking
Tangerine.
wow, Johnny.
That made my heart warm, bro. Oh, that's awesome.
Look, I think personally he will be the guy to eclipse the records. I do.
I mean, if
think
anyone's
he will.
gonna do it, yeah.
And if he does, along with getting 5 rings, it's undisputed shit. Like, then it's just undisputed. So,
It's just like, to me, he has the eye test already.
Of course.
yes.
He has the early success.
Yes.
Like the Michael Jordan stuff, what he's been able to do in a short amount of time. But like, we talk about LeBron's longevity shit and how bro, like, looking at this shit with Brady, like, it's fucking absurd. It's absurd. Brady's 9,000 yards ahead of Drew Brees in terms of all-time total yards, and I mean, even third place Peyton Manning, Brady's fucking 18,000 yards ahead of third place.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's fucking absurd. And Peyton played a long ass time too. Obviously not as long as Brady, but like, so yeah, I don't know. I don't think Pat Mahomes will catch him in terms of playing 23 years. That's hard to fucking do. And also Pat Mahomes is making so much money that I think we see guys in all sports right now. This is actually a good conversation. We see guys in all sports right now having longer careers because of, advanced medicine and
Yep.
technology and shit like that. I think in the next few years, we're going to see a little bit of a shift back into shorter careers. And I'll tell you why. Because of the generational money they're
Yeah.
making. And they were making generational money before. But now, because of all the things dudes could do outside, you could have a brand deal with Body Armor. You
Right.
could have a podcast. You could do all of these things outside and build a brand outside of football to where, like, Tom Brady obviously has a huge personal brand and shit. I was just watching him on Pat McAfee. I don't know.
I
what
gotta
he's-
watch that.
I don't know
Yeah, I
what
gotta watch that.
I had
I
it
can't
on in
believe
the
I missed it.
background, so I wasn't really listening. But something with the TB12 brand, he's doing something with it and partnering. I think he's partnering with like Body Armor and a bunch of different.
Tom is fucking
Tom has a
succeeding,
personal
man.
brand, yeah, obviously. But what these guys are able to do now, I think they will. I mean, Pat Mahomes already fucking has partial ownership in how many fucking different sports
Kansas City
teams.
Royals.
I think a few soccer teams.
he
like,
might-
yeah,
yep.
I don't know. Like Pat Mahomes has a fucking personal brand.
Yes, he
like,
does.
So I don't. Honestly, I don't think there's a chance that unless he is just that guy and he is that competitive, and he's because realistically, what else does he have to prove at the NFL level?
But
So the only thing he's chasing is this guy.
I was about to say that some people just
Right.
have that.
Right. That's
Where
what
it's like, no, I'm not just okay with being one of the greatest of all time. I need to be the single greatest of all time. I need to finish my
Right.
career where
Pat
it's
might have that, man.
indisputable.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, Pat Mahomes obviously is thinking, wow, like, I really want to win the 2023 Super Bowl in Las Vegas, Nevada. But is Pat Mahomes thinking, I want to get one step closer to beating this
Yes.
demon?
Yes,
Like,
I think he is.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. He might just go out there, win
Think
8
about it.
rings in
These-
10 years
if-
and call it
yeah,
quits.
These
you
are
know?
the greatest competitors in the world, and Pat
Right.
is possibly. You see the shit that
Right.
he
the biggest
does during
competitor of
games.
them all. Yeah.
So
So that's my question, my next question. So, Pat Mahomes, this is what, his 4th Super Bowl appearance?
yes,
Going to win his 3rd with 6 straight AFC championship games, right?
Yep.
yeah.
What if he doubles this and gives it to the next person and then calls it quits? No, seriously. What if he just continues on this run? So 12 straight AFC championships,
Bro.
8 Super Bowl appearances, and wins 6 of them
With okay.
in 12 years.
So we're just basing on this hypothetical.
right.
Okay.
What if that's hypothetical? He does it. Let's say he wins the Super
12 AFC
Fuck you.
championships in
Win-
12
Christ.
years.
He wins this next Super Bowl. So let's say after that he doubles it and gives it to the next person.
He could call it quits and be the greatest of all time at that
Is
point.
that enough?
But now at that point, so here's
You
the
want
thing.
to keep going and
You're
triple
gonna
it.
keep
Yes.
going, but here's the thing, because now his mindset is going to be: not only have I now become the greatest football player to ever live,
I'm the greatest.
indisputably,
He's gonna shatter
I
everything.
wanna be the
want to
greatest
be the
human
greatest
that has ever
athlete
lived.
to
Yeah,
ever.
fuck the word athlete. He wants
Yeah.
to be the greatest human.
Yeah.
I want to
yeah.
be
The
the
most
great,
accomplished
but
human.
Ideally, he's thinking, I want to be the greatest athlete to ever play a sport ever, indisputably now.
But is that so? Do you think that, say he does win the Super Bowl next week and then does exactly what he's done to this point again? Is he the GOAT
Yes.
with only 12 years compared to
Yes.
Brady's?
Yes.
Yeah?
So-
because of the simple fact
My-
that you played 12 years and you had such a reign of dominance that you won 6 titles in 12 years and knew nothing but an AFC championship.
Yeah, so my thing was going to be Brady has the counting numbers for sure. But when we talk about Tom Brady, what's the one word that comes to mind? Winner. And if there's a guy that wins that is better at winning than Tom Brady, yeah, he definitely has the case.
You know, I was at the gym today, and like at the gym, you know, you usually have like these people that are just unwilling to like give credit to the younger generation and stuff. I've never seen people welcome a guy with such open arms like they have with like Mahomes. And they're like, yeah, no, he's on his way to being like the greatest
You
of all
just can't
time.
Just watch the guy play
and I'm
football.
just like, wow. I'm like, I didn't expect this to be that easy.
what I
but,
want
like,
to say
yeah.
about Mahomes is he's catching a lot of shit where like people didn't want him in the Super Bowl, and that blows my mind.
Blows my mind.
Well, I wanted
blows
Josh
my
Allen or
mind.
Lamar. It's not that I didn't
This
want
guy is the
Mahomes. It's just-
most talented quarterback we've ever seen. The three of us are clear on that. Why the fuck would you not want him in the Super Bowl?
okay. Talented is a loaded question, to be fair.
Hey,
This is a guy
mean-
that still thinks Josh Allen's on the same tier as him in terms
No,
of talent.
okay. Time the fuck out. Talent-wise, just physical gifts. Josh Allen is the most physically gifted quarterback we've ever seen.
He's not.
He is.
He's
He
not
is.
more talent. Just straight talent. He's just not more talented than Rick Mahomes. Josh Allen could do a little bit more on the ground, but that's it. You lose me after that. In terms of making every throw in the book, come on, man.
I think-
in terms of protecting the goddamn football,
Right.
Okay.
I think the
but
things
as I
that
just
Mahomes
said, physically gifted.
but
It is.
But I think the
Josh
things
Allen.
the things that Mahomes does outweigh the things that Josh does.
Yeah. I mean, look. Overall, yes. Patrick Mahomes.
Like I'd rather have.
is a better quarterback.
No, I'm
than
not saying that,
Josh,
but I'd
yes.
rather have Mahomes traits than Allen's.
If you gave me the makeup of Patrick Mahomes, the mind of Patrick Mahomes, but you gave me all the physical traits of Josh Allen, I would, and you put those two up for debate.
Oh yeah, I think
no,
I'm taking
I mean-
I'm just saying. Physically gifted.
But
Yes,
I'd
more
rather-
talent
so- wait.
includes everything.
No,
right?
wait. Backtrack. So you're saying that a quarterback with the makeup of Pat Mahomes' winningness and his mindset with Josh
His
Allen,
decision making.
with Josh Allen's physical tools is the best quarterback ever? I say no. How about we take Patrick Mahomes with Patrick Mahomes' mindset and Patrick Mahomes' skill set, and that's the greatest quarterback
no,
ever.
but I'm not debating that. I'm just saying because it already is. Yes, I agree. But I'm just saying like it even takes it to another level because Josh Allen is just that physically gifted. He is. He is the most physically gifted quarterback we've ever seen, in my personal opinion. But obviously, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. So he still has close to that level of arm talent, close to that level of mobility, but he just has better decision making, I guess a better mental makeup overall, and he just gets it done in the biggest moments. So yeah, there's that. But I'm just saying, physically gifted quarterback, Josh Allen is the most physically gifted.
sure he can have it. Fuck him.
But regardless,
This guy's going to win his third Super Bowl.
Pat's yeah.
He can have that title.
I want to
But-
say, I was saying to myself, if Pat wins this Super Bowl and makes a 10-peat on AFC Championship.
10
appearance,
straight? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Gosh.
I thought you were like,
you're
if he
talking
wins 10
Super
straight
Bowls.
rings,
I
I'm
said
like, yeah.
10. If he does 10 with only 3 rings, if he does what Chris says, there's only one answer.
No, he's not doing it with 3 rings. He will not be the GOAT. He's not the GOAT with
10
3
straight
rings.
Bro, you know what's
AFC.
crazy
sorry.
though? I ask you guys that hypothetical, and like in my mind, I think
Possible.
it's not even just possible; it's entirely possible. Like that shit could happen, and I wouldn't be surprised, bro. That's how fucking good this guy
See,
is.
my issue with that is the fact that there's just so many good quarterbacks in.
None
But
of them
there's-
are
I
him.
know
No,
none of them are
it
Pat.
doesn't
I
matter.
get that. But anything
beats
can happen
them.
in any one game. And for 12 straight years,
But what keeps
I just
happening-
have to assume he's not going to make an AFC
I don't know,
championship
man.
in one of those years.
I don't know, man.
The Chargers are coming.
So
Shut the fuck up.
Herbo is
Shut
coming.
the fuck up about the
so
Chargers.
Trevor, you're in the chat, and you say Mahomes still has a very long way to go to be the GOAT. Brady's longevity and resume combined
We
will
all
be hard
agree,
to beat.
yeah.
We
said
all
that,
yeah,
acknowledge
yeah,
that.
we
So
said
you
that
missed
prior.
it. So I just want to tell you what our question was. So my question was, if Patrick Mahomes wins this year's Super Bowl, so he will be a 3-time Super Bowl champion with 4 Super Bowl appearances, right?
Yes.
3-time Super Bowl champion with 4 Super Bowl appearances and 6 straight AFC championship berths. And then what the TikTok say, he doubles it and gives it to the next person. So he's a 6-time, he just does what he did for this 6-year stretch again. So he has 6 Super Bowl wins with 8 Super Bowl appearances and 12 straight AFC championship appearances. Is that, obviously, that's only 12 years of play. So we were just talking about it before. Brady's at 89,000 total yards and 600 whatever touchdowns. Mahomes won't catch that. But is winning that much in just 12 years, is that enough for you to call him the GOAT? Obviously just a hypothetical, but that was the question we're asking, Trevor. So if you want to let us know what you think about that in the chat. I know you got here in the middle of it, so.
We all said yes.
And Trevor, shout out to you. My fucking guy, man.
Yeah, we love you, Trev.
Made me think about that UNC loss again.
I miss you, buddy. You got to come on soon.
And we got Bob in the chat. My dad will finally come
Bob.
back to my life before the Chiefs miss the AFC Championship.
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you, buddy.
Ball game trauma dump.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Jesus, Bob.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
Bob.
That was
I
great.
think that's pretty much it with Pat Mahomes.
That was some.
I think that's a great way to leave off.
Yeah.
That was some great discourse.
Appreciate greatness while it's in
Pat
front of your
is,
face.
Look, just enjoy watching a dynasty. That's it. Just enjoy watching a dynasty. Sit back, relax, and watch history unfold in front of you. You get to watch one of the greatest to ever do it. Why not just be happy and just enjoy it?
And Taylor Swift is going to be there.
That,
Fucking deal with it.
I don't know
what
how to
tell
feel
you.
about that one.
I don't know what to tell you. She's along for the ride. Just fucking deal with it.
I don't know how to feel about that one, but yeah, let's not forget that this is also a big credit to Andy Reid and overall the entire front office there too. So they've built
Shout
a
out
great
Spags,
situation
man.
around Pat Mahomes over there. So stability lends to dynasties like this. So
Right.
love it. I love it. I love to see greatness.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah. Big shout out to
Bro,
the future
Santos talking about some back to the Tua topic. Get the fuck out of here, bro. We're not
We got a lot of clip outs for this one. I'll tell you that much. It's
Probably the first thing.
Once
Once we end the live, that's probably one of the first things Chris is going to say. Like, there's no way you guys are taking Jared Goff over to, and we're gonna get into a whole argument.
we're gonna get into an argument again about how I actually believe Jared Goff is better.
Or in like 2 days from now, Chris will text us at like 3 in the afternoon. There's no fucking way you guys are taking Jared Goff over to.
I'll be at like 3 in the morning. Bro,
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
see
yeah.
my text this morning, bro?
Yeah,
I'll
I
tell-
did.
I'll
I
tell the
forgot to
people.
react.
Oh
but,
my
yeah, it was so
God.
funny.
I don't know if you guys
saw
saw my
this
text
too
at like
late
6
for
in
me
the
to
morning.
react.
Bro, I wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm having a fucking nightmare. Want to know what the nightmare was? That I shit my fucking pants. That I was at work and I shit my pants. So I dead ass at 6 o'clock in the morning, got up, went to the bathroom, and made sure I didn't shit my pants in my sleep. Because why the fuck did I have that dream?
It's like having a wet dream,
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know.
dream that you shit your pants.
Except
and
a
you
wet fart
Except you shit your
like
pants.
Pete
That's insane,
on a
bro.
daily basis.
But yeah, I didn't shit my pants and I went back to sleep.
I was gonna say Pete's probably had a few close calls.
Oh my God. Trevor in the chat says, I wish people kept the same energy about enjoying dynasties when the Pats were winning. Hall of Fame level meat riding of Mahomes. I agree with you.
I felt the same way about the fucking Patriots.
So you know what I'll say?
I mean, I was a
Trev, to
child
that?
back then. I'm a grown man now.
So I was a child
Yeah.
for a few dynasties, especially obviously the beginning of Brady. We were children. I learned my mistake with LeBron in Miami. When I didn't appreciate LeBron in Miami,
Facts.
that's when I started appreciate. Obviously, you know, I'm biased and I have my likes and dislikes. I'll be a hater from time to time. It's fun, but for the most part, I try to just enjoy the ride, man. And yeah, you're right, Trev. You're right. I agree.
I will also say, due to the historical circumstances of what occurred with the Patriots dynasty, the multiple
true, too.
different gates and
yeah.
scandals that we could talk about, probably a big reason why people wanted to hate on the Patriots dynasty.
Yeah, definitely played a factor.
This has been a pretty clean Chiefs dynasty so far, I'd like to say. And now people are starting to hate on it a little bit because of the Taylor Swift shit and stuff like that. But yeah, that
Tom,
definitely
did you want to
plays a
do
factor
your
in this.
segment, or do you want to save that for our Super Bowl preview? The thing you said the other day.
Oh, I can't. I'm not prepared for it now.
I think we have to be prepared for it. Honestly, if you want it, we could save it.
I was
though.
gonna save it for the preview.
Yeah, we'll save it. We'll save it. I'm excited.
Tune
for
in
that,
next
dude.
week.
got a lot
That
of
should be
good
really
ones
fun.
today.
Yeah.
I was gonna get like a whiteboard or something
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like,
all right.
yeah.
All right, so I have a segment that we did a few weeks ago, a TikTok segment. We did it a few weeks ago with the NBA. It was a hit. The chat was popping. They loved it. So I want you guys to guess the NFL player in the fewest amount of hints.
Oh fuck! I'm not gonna be able to repeat last.
And like
performance,
last time, there is a theme. I'm gonna do it differently this time. I'm gonna go one by one. So you get a hint for your guy, you give me a guess. You get a hint for your guy, you give me a
Okay.
guess. I want to see how that works. If anything, I'll just edit it and put them
Yeah.
like together. If I don't think it looks clean. So Matt? Don't fucking look at my computer, please. I beg you not to look at my computer.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Because I don't have
cheat,
my
I don't
phone to
cheat, I
hide
don't
it. All right.
I
All
don't
right.
cheat.
Who wants their hint
There
first?
you the whole time.
I feel like people are kind of counting on me here, so I'm gonna let them down first. Let's get that out of the way.
Tom, I need you to say straight to this camera.
All right. So Tom,
That one. Okay.
Tom, your first hint is this player is known for playing in the AFC North.
known for playing in the AFC North.
Yes.
Can be current or
Yes.
former, right? Okay. Known for playing in the AFC North. There's a lot of guys it could be. Maybe we're sticking along the same theme as last time. Give me Chad Ochocinco. Did I do it again?
Bro, there's no fucking way he did this shit again. There's no fucking way he did this shit again, bro.
Yes, bro.
There's no fucking way. Say no. Say he didn't do it.
He did it again, bro.
Let's go. I'm so fucking good, bro.
Like, is that like a giving hint? Like, did I give it away?
I was gonna guess Joe Thomas if it was mine, to be honest.
Did I give it
Don't know
away?
why.
Like, I don't know what.
I'll
else.
explain the thought process.
I was gonna
like-
guess it was like TV broadcasters, and I was
Yeah,
gonna
no, the
guess Joe
thought process
Thomas, so-
was the first guy that came to mind, who was Steve Smith Sr., because I love Steve Smith Sr., but I was like, no. He played for the Panthers too. And then I was like, maybe he's doing shows and podcasters again, so I went with Chad Ocho.
Yes, it was Chad Ochocinco. So Matty J,
I can't even see the chat, bro.
you have to get it in one hint. You ready? Your first hint is this player is most known for playing in the AFC North.
I even know this one.
Try and I'll give you all the time you need
Wait.
for your guess. Try and put it together though, because there is a theme and a correlation between your player and his player.
AFC North, primarily known for playing in the AFC North. So you got Browns, Steelers.
Comment what you guys think.
Wait a second. Wide receivers, crazy shit that they always say. Podcast being started up. I'm going with Antonio Brown.
So fucking close. And Antonio Brown fits the criteria actually of what the theme was. The theme was players who have appeared on Dancing with the Stars. And the
Oh,
answer
wow.
was
I really fucking came down to that close. I even got him.
and
wow.
the answer was actually Hines Ward. Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yeah. I can't
I
believe
really
that
got
happened,
everything
bro.
right and still got it fucking wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
man.
I like shit,
What was the
man.
next hint? Can I ask?
For both of you, the next hint was they were a wide receiver.
Well, we were still right there. What was the next hint?
Tom's was drafted in the second round in 2001. Yours was drafted in the third round in 1998.
Wonder name is-
I wouldn't have got that one.
Oh man, bro, I'm so sad.
You're sad. I'm sad. I just
I'm-
can't catch a break
I'm
over here.
elated right now.
I just can't catch a
All right,
break.
what
Maybe
are
a
the-
little hard.
We need some like actual TikTok segments, so because that shit's literally gonna be 10 seconds long. I'm gonna post it, but it's gonna be 10 seconds long. So
Oh, man.
You
You had the other thing, no? Fact about the season?
I don't have one.
Okay.
myself.
So we don't got to worry
Okay, no
about that.
problem.
We could do that for next week, honestly. I could do guess the team based on the position player's draft position or draft slot.
Yeah,
Sure.
but word that differently though.
Oh, I had a redraft, too.
We could do that, but word
Guess
that
the NFL team
based on
based
their-
on their skill positions draft slot.
Yeah, that works.
All right, let me pick a team.
Nah, just say they're starting offense, and they'll understand that it's skill. Do like quarterback, running back, receiver.
Okay,
tight
yeah,
end.
cool.
Obviously, just not.
Starting offense's draft slot.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can't believe that just fucking happened, bro.
All right, let's do this.
Was it that? Do you think it was that obvious?
We got somebody in the chat that wants to review the highlights. He's a
That's not a bad one because if he said NFC
What'd you say?
East, that's exactly who I was gonna do.
wants to review his highlights. He's a bowler.
Who?
We're in the live heavy right now.
What's his name?
Xavier Diaz.
Tell him to send the highlights.
Send
Yeah,
them
bet.
Yeah,
Send the
DM it.
highlights.
BallGamePodcast@gmail.com. Send them.
there, send it over there.
That works,
All right.
too.
Let's see. I gotta
Football.
do this. Cool. Let's do this.
Bob says to do kiss, marry, and kill with quarterback.
I'm down.
Wait, that's
I'm
that's
honestly
actually
down.
great. I'm so
All
down.
right, here's the TikTok.
I'm
intro.
so down.
All right, ready?
This is disgustful. This is disgraceful.
kiss, marry, kill these 3 quarterbacks. Tua Tagovailoa,
Oh my
Brock Purdy, and Jared Goff.
I am Frenching Jared Goff. Oh,
I'm marrying Brock Purdy. I'm kissing Jared Goff, and I'm killing Tua. I just think Brock Purdy would make a fantastic husband. Actually,
see the video
it's
with
tough.
Tua when he got his braids, and they were like, "You look like Drake," and he was like, "Oh, me?" And then he waited a second, and he said, "Key," and then it's the edit of how people do the edit after the beginning. It's an edit of Tua slinging that freaking rock with Key. Do you love me?
Oh my god.
Nah, I'm marrying Tua Tagovailoa.
Of course you are.
I'll kiss Brock. Oh man, I just thought of something so funny, bro. That can't be said on the podcast.
you got a text?
Yo, what's the BallGame Twitter? Just add BallGame.
BallGame pod _. Yeah, BallGame pod _
Write it down so you don't forget it.
Yeah, I'll kiss Brock, and I'm killing Jared.
I'll kiss Jared. I'll marry Brock, and I'll kill Tua. Sorry, Tua. You really don't deserve
You
it.
don't think
But
Tua's handsome?
it's not about being handsome.
What's it about?
I just gave Jared Goff all that praise. I can't not kiss him.
I don't think this is about them as football players.
No, it's not. But Jared Goff is eerily similar to Ryan Gosling, who's a good-looking man.
It's like
Brock?
bootleg Ryan Gosling.
I guess.
He is, bro. Average looking.
And then marrying Brock is just like, I don't know. He seems like a simple
Treat
guy.
the kids right.
Yeah.
We'll treat the kids right.
Yeah.
For sure. Take them to school.
I'm sure Tua seems like he's good with kids.
Yeah. Pack their lunches.
That's a tough one.
What is he making for lunch?
Ready?
Yeah.
Roll.
What?
Buffalo chicken cold cut.
What?
Oh my God.
Bacon.
What?
Munster cheese.
What?
Lettuce, tomato, onion.
What?
Salt, pepper, mayo.
What?
Heat it up and melt the cheese.
Wow.
Chill. All right.
That's-
This room is way too electric right now. Wow.
What would Jared Goff make?
Jared Goff?
Yeah.
Bruh.
PB&J.
And tuna.
That shit is good.
Nah, Brock might actually just
bit
slap
of
some
lemon
PB&J.
juice.
Yeah.
Mayo sandwich.
Will Levis would
Spaghetti
love
with
that.
ketchup, bruh. Spaghetti.
Will Levis would love
Great
that.
segment. What sandwich is Tom Brady making on a Sunday afternoon while watching football?
Oh, Tom Brady?
Tom Brady?
What kind of sandwich type of guy do you think he is?
Simple.
Nah.
Simple.
I don't
Hear
think
me
he's
out.
simple.
Hear me out. Tom Brady sitting with the kids, watching the games, before he's in the booth, obviously, but sitting with the kids, watching the games. Chicken parm hero. Simple. Sunday night, you need some red sauce.
Can I get a
Chicken parm hero.
I think Tom Brady's a nice Italian cold cut guy, you know? I think he's getting some prosciutto up in there, you know? Something good. I think he's gonna Yeah, exactly. He was in Boston. He knows how to do it.
Nah, Tom's a chicken parm guy.
I'm sure he
He
is. Who's
screams
not?
chicken parm at me. You look at him
He
and you say,
definitely gets a little
that
fucking-
guy, chicken parm.
I think
kind of sandwich?
I think he goes for some lobster rolls, man.
Wow. Wow. You think he's flexing like that?
They're fire.
No, I agree. They're fire, but on a normal Sunday afternoon.
I think
watching
Tom's
football-
Tom's cooking
Wow.
up a Peter Luger ribeye on a Sunday afternoon
think
because you just
I
got
don't think
Ooh, a
Tom.
steak sandwich.
He
I
just
think
got a
Tom
billion
Oh,
dollar
now-
deal.
yeah, I like that. Tom's a steak sandwich kind of guy.
Guarantee
bro.
you, Tom's gonna be in that fucking booth eating like 3 different fucking lobster rolls. 3 different from 3 different high end places.
I just don't think Tom's that type of guy to flex with the lobster rolls like
think
that.
he flex. I don't think he's flexing.
You have
at
to be
home.
a special type of character to eat a lobster.
What do we think Gronk eats for lunch? I think just like scrap metal.
We okay over there, Nick? You look a little concerned. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do this TikTok for you guys real quick, and then we could talk more about sandwiches from quarterbacks, I guess.
Amen.
All right. Guess the NFL team based on their offense's draft position. There we go. That's better. All right. So their quarterback was drafted 6th overall. Their running back went undrafted. Their wide receiver 1, the 76th pick. Wide receiver 2, 7th pick.
It's the Dolphins.
No, it's not.
What?
Wide receiver 3, 77th pick.
Oh, the Chargers. My bad. My
Fuck.
apologies.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got Tua and Justin Herbert confused for a second.
God damn it.
Yeah, that was easy. That one was too easy.
Well,
Was Raheem Mostert drafted?
no.
No, right? Yeah.
Or maybe he was a 6th round.
Oh, I need to look now.
I was gonna say the Rams, but Stafford was the first pick, right?
But regardless, Tyreek isn't 77th overall pick.
True. Oh no, Puka was undrafted too.
Mostert
No,
was
he wasn't
undrafted.
5th round pick.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mostert was undrafted, so I
Yes.
would have had it there. But yeah, Tyreek. Yeah, it was the Chargers, so that one was too easy.
Well,
Shout out Raheem.
shit.
I couldn't even let you finish.
We're just getting destroyed here. Nothing good is happening.
Want to do the redraft?
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, we could do that.
So this is a all right. Hang on.
Redrafting though.
Yeah. Redrafting the 2018 NFL draft class. Now, this draft class is fucking loaded. So, I don't know how many picks we want to do. 4 each. What did we do last time? Did we do 4
We did
each?
9. I think 9's a good spot. I just don't. I think 9's good. I know we could go deeper, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
for TikTok's sake.
Okay,
so I could
that's fine.
fit it
So
in
3 each.
one. Yeah.
Okay. So, who wants the 101?
9 is a great number.
You could take the 1-on-1.
I'll take the 101.
That's a perfect number, actually.
Yeah. So, at the 101, I'm going to be selecting Josh Allen. Do think there's another name you could throw up there, but yeah, I'm going to take Josh. I think he's consistently been the second best quarterback in the league, and I'm not going to overthink it.
This is 2018, right?
Yes.
Chris, you want to go second? Or you
Sure,
want
I'll
me to go
take the second pick.
I could go. It's.
All right, go for it.
I guess I'll go. All right, with the second overall pick, I'm going to take Lamar Jackson. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, no matter what just happened. Don't let the recency cloud your judgment. It's Lamar Jackson.
With the third pick, I'm going to take a guy who's come in and instantly been one of the best at his position and still is to this day. I'm going to take Quentin Nelson here, 3rd overall. Just the epitome of consistency for his entire career.
Yep. You have back-to-backs, or I go?
No,
No, you
I go?
it just keeps going.
Okay.
This is a loaded
It's not like we're building
Dude,
a
it,
team.
yeah,
That's why
dude,
we-
it is
Holy
loaded.
fuck.
Like,
I
there's
know.
so many.
We maybe should have saved this for like a full podcast episode and did the whole first round.
With my next pick, I'm going to pick another guy that has consistently been one of the best at his position. I'm going to take Fred Warner, linebacker for the 49ers.
That's not where I expected you to go.
All right. Sorry, guys.
It's not where I
Still
expected you to
dealing
go
with
at
some
all.
Fucking runny nose. Remnants of being sick. All right. With the 5th pick, I'm going to take. This is a tough one. But in my personal opinion, he is the best linebacker in the NFL. Not the guy you just said, Roquan Smith.
That's not where I expected you to go either. With the 6th pick, I'm gonna take a guy who I think fell to me here. I'm gonna take Jair Alexander.
Yeah.
I thought you were taking. That's your guy.
Yeah.
That is your guy.
Yeah, no.
I was shocked you didn't take him.
Yeah, yeah. I
Honestly,
don't know. Fred's just been.
nah, Fred's insane.
Yeah.
This draft is crazy.
And Roquan, yeah, is also
Yeah.
fucking
They're gonna
unreal.
kill us in the comments for whoever we leave out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be
Oh,
lit.
yeah.
It's gonna be.
It's going to be a
epic. We're gonna
massacre.
get
That's
so
why.
many views
That's why I
on that
picked this
shit.
one.
Yeah, the comments are great.
It's gonna
Keep
get
them coming, positive or negative. It
They're
does
gonna
not matter.
kill us, bro.
Because the best
Um,
part about all that is the fact that, like,
Let me look
it
this
just
real
gets
quick.
us better in the algorithm.
And also,
True.
who the hell cares about a 2018 redraft? It's not that deep.
It's not.
It's not that
Bro,
deep.
you saw how mad they got about an 04 redraft?
It's not that deep. What do you mean Larry Fitzgerald is arguably one of the greatest receivers of all time, you
Shout out that
idiot?
guy, bro.
It's not arguable.
With my this is my last pick, right? Fuck.
Yeah.
You don't fuck it up.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck it up. Give me Josh Rosen.
Please do. Please do it.
Give me
Please,
Baker
okay.
Mayfield. I really should do that, but I'm not. He can go so many ways here. I'm gonna pick another guy that's been a shutdown corner for a long time. Give me Denzel Ward. You can go.
Fuck,
There's like
man.
8 different guys you could pick here.
Yeah.
Maybe not 8, but
It hurts because, like, there's guys all the way at, like, 23.
Yeah.
25 that I, like, would legitimately consider and say deserve to be drafted here. Wow. All right. But not going to take those guys. Okay. So,
oh man,
oh, shit. There's so much pressure on me. Why'd you have to
sold.
take Denzel Ward? That would have been so easy. All right. I'm going to take a guy who, since he stepped into the league, has consistently been one of the most dominant forces on the interior of a defensive line, and that's Deron Payne.
interesting.
So many different ways I could have gone there. I'm gonna be the one that gets shit on the most. Because
Usually
people
are.
don't really know how good Deron Payne is.
Just say he won a championship. Just double down. Do it again.
Oh man, there's 2 guys who I'm considering taking who are both such great talents but have injury concerns. So it's like, where do I go? They both have the same concern.
I definitely know who the 2 are.
I'm going to end the draft by drafting Saquon Barkley. He went number 2 overall in real life. There's a reason he went that high. He's a generational prospect. It's a crime he fell to 9 in our redraft. Give me Saquon.
I don't even think he's the best running back in this class, but that's just me.
You might
Who
not
is?
be,
Nick
bro.
Chubb exists.
I didn't realize Nick Chubb was in this class.
Yeah.
Where the fuck does it say Nick Chubb's in this class?
Nick
Oh,
Chubb
he
is in
is.
this class.
Who were you thinking of? It was
Uh,
Saquon or who?
Derwin James.
Yeah, I was between Denzel Ward, Derwin James, and Jesse Bates.
Wow, I didn't even realize Nick Chubb was in this class.
Yeah.
They're going to kill me.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting flamed,
They're
bro.
going to kill me.
We're getting flamed.
Oh, shit.
It's over.
Include the last part. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Include the last
Sorry,
part.
guys. I fucked up.
No, that's amazing.
All right.
It's all right.
It's amazing. I mean, look, Saquon is still an elite talent. There's nothing that changes that. But
Yo, Kuminga just got his shit
the
rejected.
chubby man is
Do we got
Different.
anything else? You guys in the chat, anything else you want us to touch or touch on before we wrap it up?
what do you want us to touch? You?
I know Bob's been active in. Shout out to Bob, bro. Bob, you're the
left out
goat. man.
Billy
Bob,
Price.
Bob really came out of nowhere and then just what was that?
You guys left out Billy Price.
Yeah, Santos
Bob,
says I'm gonna get cooked.
as
Yeah,
a
I know.
Giant fan, I promise you we did not leave out Billy Price. Billy Price left himself out.
I mean,
He
just some of the
fucking
names
sucks.
here, like DJ Moore, Calvin
Yeah.
Ridley, Mark Andrews.
Oh my
Orlando
God.
Brown
Orlando
didn't get
Brown.
fucking brought up into this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to run this back in the off season and do like the full first round.
Minka, Derwin James,
Minka
We gotta,
Fitzpatrick,
yeah,
bro.
we gotta write.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna write it in the chat right now so we remember.
Jordan Mailata,
Vita Vea.
Tremaine Edmonds, Vita Vea, Colton
Wyatt-
Miller, who's
Wyatt
been
Teller.
phenomenal for the
Jordan-
Raiders.
yeah, Wyatt
Frank
Teller.
Ragnow, who's the best center in the NFL right now. Bradley Chubb, who turned out to be a great player. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, rip to us.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, no, we're definitely in the dark days of the off season when we're looking for episode topics. We're gonna run that back
Preseason
do
and shit.
the,
Yeah.
the full first
O'Neal,
round.
Courtland Sutton. Oh boy. All right.
Yeah. Anything else, guys, in the chat? Any little segments? Anything you want us to talk about? Do you guys have anything you want us to talk about?
Big side meme said, "Touch me?" Question mark. Yes, you. Yeah. Do you two have any?
Any last words?
We got one support. You got something?
We got
Did that
one
guy
person.
DM? Did he send? He sent. All right.
So Xavier, he was trying to add us. It's not working. But he really wants to see his clips. Get a little word out there.
He tried on Twitter.
Yeah. He tried, but he said it's not working. His at is Xavier Xavier.
How do you spell that?
XAV.
Said it.
No, he said his at is
No,
Xavier.
he said it. He said it.
Oh.
He then spelled it right after he said it.
Underscore D10.
His ad is Xavier Xavier.
All right, Xavier, let's see what you got. Oh, it's right here, pinned to your profile. All right, bet.
Oh shit.
Let's watch this real quick.
All right, let's do this.
Xavier, you better not disappoint, man.
You better be
Please
fucking
be good.
good.
Xavier.
Please be good.
You want to hop on the couch and watch? Hop
So
in.
Xavier, I gotta ask a question though.
I got a face real at 1,000 subs.
Yeah, we're
Xavier,
gonna,
I gotta.
What's up to YouTube channel?
You fucking shot Tupac,
It's
bro.
always him that
God
falls.
damn it, it's always Tupac.
Xavier, I gotta
All
ask
right,
a
Xavier.
question. How tall are you?
we're gonna find out. Let's see, Xavier.
Is it gonna
They
say?
shouldn't disappoint.
Okay, quick.
Oh!
Speed.
Oh my God,
Speed.
Xavier!
Well done. Well
Yo,
done.
he runs a 4.4.
You're very
You run a
fast.
Yeah, what do
4,
you run?
4,
What is your
5.
40?
There he is right there.
Oh my
Whoa.
God!
Oh,
Okay.
Finish. Yep, there you go.
Right now.
Quarterback needs to give you a
Oh,
better
he didn't
ball,
get
bro.
in.
Oh, look at how he's
Oh,
lined
in
up
line.
here.
He's in line too.
Wide open.
Wide
All
open.
right, that was calm. That was calm.
Good ball, QB. Oh, he's not getting away.
Oh,
Oh, he stays
Oh,
up.
never
That's a round
mind.
of applause right there.
yep.
Punt return action.
Oh boy.
Little punt return action.
Yeah, he's a punt returner too. Oh boy,
Oh.
put that boy
Oh my God.
on his ass. On his ass.
God, Xavier, you got wheels,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
Oh!
Shit.
Oh!
Oh, that was good.
No, that was crazy.
Xavier,
got
what are
wheels,
you?
dog.
You're a senior?
Xavier, what class you in?
Are you getting recruited? What's the word here?
I mean,
Yeah,
his
what's the
handle's
deal, bro?
D1.
Commented 4-4 after you said that. I don't know if he's trolling.
God,
No fucking way.
Oh my God, Xavier, you're nice, bro. This
Fuck
dude's
Saquon.
actually nice.
Fuck,
He is really
fuck
fucking
Saquon, bro.
good.
I'm taking Xavier.
No, he is really fucking good.
Xavier, what's the word, bro? Are you getting any looks or
Yeah, you
anything?
getting any looks? Where is he from? Xavier, where you from? You getting any looks?
Oh my God, bro. Shifty as fuck. Come play for my flag football team.
Scroll down to Twitter. There's stuff on there.
I'll probably underthrow you, to be honest.
Word, we're not.
Give us a quick word.
I mean, yeah, we got the idea here.
Yeah, we definitely got the idea. Let's see what else is on his Twitter. Visited with Bloom.
Said PA.
Okay. Pictures are tough with the chain.
Yeah.
From WCU, the Golden Rams.
Okay.
Westchester, that is. Okay. Those jerseys are cool.
Yeah.
You are. Also, always keep in mind, bro,
Juice.
no matter where you go, if you
Mhm.
show out, they're going to find you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, bro. You got some juice, man. You got
For
some
sure.
juice, for sure.
No, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was actually genuinely impressive.
Guys, nice with it.
Honestly,
Took
bro.
around the whole pod, dude, and I felt bad because you guys were jumping into each segment.
Yeah.
And like, finally, once you guys asked us if there's anything else.
Yeah.
He's on right
Yeah.
now. He's still there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so cool.
Xavier, keep pulling up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Xavier,
for sure.
Love to have you.
pull up to the YouTube next time. Subscribe, find our YouTube BallGame podcast. Drop a sub. Pull up to the stream on YouTube next time. We pay more attention to the YouTube chat. TikTok Live's new for us, so pull up to the YouTube, bro. We appreciate you, man.
Word.
And keep grinding.
If you want to follow us individually on Instagram, I'll follow you back. I know that. So if you find us all on Instagram, follow us individually. I mean, I'll follow you back. So
Yeah.
I want to stay in touch with you and see what you end up doing, bro. So I'm excited for you. You're a baller. So,
Hell yeah.
but yeah. All right. Is that
That's
everything?
everything, bro.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Will
Will we be back Thursday for basketball?
we will? Okay.
We will be back Thursday for basketball. Thank the gods.
All right.
Follow Obi's office.
Yes, that's a big thing. He's been posting
Pumping
a
out
bunch.
content, man.
He's been
I
posting.
don't think
a
you've
bunch.
made that announcement on the pod yet.
I haven't. They know the real
Surprise,
ones know.
yeah.
The real ones know.
Pick a side meme dropped. Who's better, Tua or Sam Howell in the chat?
Yeah, no, I saw. I'm not acknowledging him.
Acknowledge me.
I'm not acknowledging you.
I have to see the
Santos.
chat when I got Ocho because I didn't get to see that.
If any of y'all are WWE fans, Cody Rhodes, 2-time.
Oh, Bob said you're the Patrick Mahomes of guessing,
Oh, good looks, Bob.
and
That's fire.
And Trev said viral TikTok incoming.
I do what I can.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us on all of our socials, all that good stuff. Thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around for the whole thing, yeah, keep in mind we got a pod dropping Thursday, hopefully, obviously for the NBA, and also next week Super Bowl preview. Be there for that. That one's gonna be
Yeah,
a
we're
fun
gonna have a
one
lot
as
of
well.
fun.
All right, and with that,
Ball
game.
game.
Ball game.
We got a nice amount of viewers going on.